we're good. 5 minutes till the start.
Yeah.
Let me turn you up on the stream because you were real quiet for some reason. Shut up, phone.
I think I'm just being quieter right now.
Do 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 City of Angels. Yeah, so excited. God, I've been actively fighting myself to not accidentally spoil shit for you. In part because there's a twist that's coming up so quickly and I'm so excited. God, I hate how much I love this case. It's a case that I hate to love. We used to talk about the strangers in LA, but now you're one of them, and damn, it hurts to say. Do 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 City of Angels. You gonna stream it to me or what?
Yeah. In a little bit.
Okay. Just making sure, because I do need that. I don't need it yet.
Yeah, we do need that if we're gonna. Yeah.
Oh man, dude, this. God, I love this game so much. There's another character I can't wait for you to meet, and she's not until the next case, and fuck.
So we're probably not getting around to her until next week then.
Probably not. Unless you want to keep going, but I mean, you don't have to. Oh, that's cool!
What's cool?
I can't tell you!
Sucks.
I'll show it to you when you meet said character, because I don't think it has any spoilers in it. God, she's so good. Where are her HD sprites? She doesn't have her HD sprites! They haven't put her HD sprites on the wiki yet. That's weird.
I guess it takes a little while.
Well, no, because the HD version's been out on mobile for a long time.
Oh. Maybe they just don't want to rip it off of mobile.
Maybe. I thought there were some HD sprites on here. I know Gumshoe's HD sprites are on there for some fucking reason. His ugly-ass AJ sprites. Man, I can't wait to meet this kid either. Shit. So many good characters in the next case. And then there's her, and she's fine. She's so goddamn average. Everyone loves her, but she's so goddamn average.
Athena?
No. Trucy. I don't like Trucy. I said that with on the, I don't know if I said it on the podcast or if I said it in the chat. I don't like Athena, but I really want to. Like, I dislike her completely, and I really wish I didn't. Like, I want to like Athena, and I can't.
Where do you think the inhibition comes from?
She's just too fucking out of it. She's too out of place in the universe, and her character is just a weird, wonky version of a fusion of, like, Maya and Emma, and, like, fucking, put your fucking shirt in your skirt and look like you're supposed to be in a courtroom instead of a goddamn high school. I have so many, like, she's so weird. I feel like I would like her if she was in any other IP, but because she doesn't fit in Ace Attorney, I can't help but look at her and go, fuck off.
Because she dresses so unprofessionally.
She dresses unprofessionally. She acts unprofessionally. She fucking... It feels like... I don't know.
Yeah, like, Mia doesn't dress professionally, but at least she acts professionally. Von Karma, or Franny doesn't act professionally, but at least she dresses professionally, that sort of thing.
Yeah, well, I'd say Mia tries to dress professionally. It's just that, you know, it's hard to dress professionally while also having boobs.
She could button up a bit more, though.
That's true. But no, like, seriously, you know why I think Athena would have been perfect? You know, like, if they did, like, a reverse Chronicles with her. Like, how, you know how the Chronicles take place so far in the past? Like, fucking Shakespeare times, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's loud.
Let me turn that down. How's that?
That's better. You know how it's like Shakespeare time, right? Imagine, if you would... this is not lined up properly at all. That's better. There we go. Imagine, if you will, the opposite, where it takes place way, way, way in the future. That's how I think Athena would make sense. Like, if they did a super, super, super ahead of the future thing, where she's like a descendant of Phoenix, right, or something. Like, then I think, yes, that would make... She would make sense. She would be sci-fi. She would be in context. I think she would be a lot better there. And she might look better. But she looks so out of place. Like, all of her X designs look kind of out of place. All of her concept art looks, like, so weird. She doesn't look like a person. Whoops. Oh, turn off. Like, fucking, this is her concept version. She's so weird looking. What's with the balls? Why does she have balls?
Psyche K looking ass.
My God. Like, make her look like a fucking person, not a robot. No one else looks like... Literally, like, some people are like, well, they want to give her a future aesthetic to match with the future aesthetic of DD. What future aesthetic of DD? Every other character looks like a person in the modern era. She's the only sci-fi freak. Like, fuck you.
It's like any of the other character designs, aside from, like
this is what her best friend looks like. Futuristic universe, my ass. Like, God. I didn't mean to eat up so much time talking about her, sorry.
Man, she looks like one of the Fire Emblem, like, peasants.
Junie?
Her friend, yeah.
Yeah. I love Junie, though. Junie's a sweetheart. You good?
Yep. I just had to send my parents a text.
Okay. Well,
I'm making dinner tonight.
Oh, good. Well, while you're going and texting, I'm gonna turn my lights on. Because it's so dark in my room that I can't see shit. Alrighty. Let's fucking do this. Also, did your mic get unplugged, or are you just far away from your mic?
No, I was just a bit further away from my mic, and I'm talking really quiet. so as not to like overstrain my voice.
Fair. Did you have tea?
Let me just. I did not, but I have water nearby.
Okay.
Just pulling up chat so I can read that. The trial resumes.
I totally forgot I'm in the middle of writing the thing. I can't write and stream at the same time, but I'm gonna fucking try because I want to get a good cutoff point. Let's do this.
If you need a bit of time, like after the stream,
I just realized. Sorry for interrupting. I just realized that this trial is taking place on 420. No wonder Phoenix is here. He's high off his ass. Has our witness Olga Orly recovered?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm doing pain because sick.
Well,
Yeah.
she's regained consciousness.
Perhaps we can hear her version of the events again.
That's the thing. You see, she's quite fatigued.
You're looking a bit fatigued yourself, Mr. Payne.
Sadly, fatigue is insufficient grounds for refusing to testify or prosecute.
I'm gonna actually... Hang on, I'm gonna turn you down a little because you getting that close to your... Keep doing it, but you getting that close to your mic was, like, loud in my ear.
The defense would like to request that Miss Orley take the stand.
Very well. The witness will take the stand.
Ah, pretty girl.
Perhaps you could repeat your name and profession. Or perhaps you'd rather admit that you're a poor liar and a poor loser.
Not. There it is. Name's Olga Orly. That's the truth. I'm a pro dealer. And now
All of a sudden, she looks like a pirate.
And now you know why I'm gay for this woman. Hi, 34. People call me Olga Quick Fingers Orly. I'm so... Help. Oh, really? Why am I into criminal women? Want to know something else? I'm not really Russian, and my last name sounds like, oh, really? No shit. There, that's the truth. I hope you're satisfied. What is...
Witness, you will tell the court what you were really up to that night.
Fine, I'll talk. We had a plan, see? Let me remind you that you are currently under oath. Any further fabrications will have serious consequences. Fine. Like I said, I'm a pro. That guy Smith hired me to do what I do best. I was planning at the Borscht Bowl Club several days prior to the events of the game. To the night of the game, fuck. As a waitress.
So you were in cahoots with the victim.
Not that he needed my help. Smith is a well-known poker player in some circles. But winning wasn't the main purpose of this game. It was about destroying a legend, the unbeatable Phoenix Wright. The plan was simple, elegant really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call him out to search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card and the trap would snap shut.
You swapped the cards.
Exposed as a cheater and losing on top of it. It would have made a great double play. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces. Indeed. Getting caught red-handed at cheating would cast doubt on all his prior wins. A 7-year legend destroyed by one little card. That was the plan.
Oh, really, Orly? How droll.
So,
But it appears you made quite the mistake.
I was looking right, I'm not gonna lie, I was looking right at her ass during that call-out shot. A mistake?
I agree the trap was elegant.
That
Yet,
would
what
be-
happened to that... What happened to that planted card?
That's gonna be after the case. It's a different thing, 34.
Hey, that's right.
He's lucky, I'll give him that. You'd have to be to slip free from a trap laid by Olga Quickfingers Orly. Oh, really? The witness would be much cuter if she dispensed with the evil mastermind shtick.
Clover wouldn't disagree.
Exactly. Cute? Who wants to be cute?
She's not cute. She's bad.
I-
You hear me? Bad.
There's a reason I didn't... There's a reason I didn't say anything when you said that. I was like, he does not have any idea. That's the funniest part about this. I'm just gonna let that lie.
For context, Clover set her Discord status to this quote.
Exactly. I said it to this quote exactly, and he had, like, I screen capped it. As soon as you said it, I was like, I'm not even gonna tell him. I'm just gonna sit here and wait for him to click it. I'm not cute. I'm bad. You hear me? Bad. Fucking so good. She's adorable. God, that's such a good shit.
She can very well be both.
When you're through being bad, perhaps you could testify to the court? Yeah, Dahlia proves you can be good, you can be cute and bad. Tell us about this trap and how it was sprung. It is so hot in my room. Jesus Christ, give me a second.
Let me know when you're back.
All right, I'm back.
Okay.
That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the last hand, just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. The next moment, Wright picked up the bottle and swung it. It wasn't me who hit Smith. It was that no-good cheating defendant. A surprisingly frank testimony that still leaves us mostly in the dark. The trap was perfect, I tell you. Perfect! If that rotten cheater hadn't messed it up.
Look who's talking.
Bitch. Well, the testimony for what it's worth is all yours, Mr. Justice.
With witnesses like her, who needs criminals?
Isn't she a criminal?
And with defendants like Mr. Wright, who needs prosecutors?
That's a better point. Look at her, such a pretty woman. That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to.
This planted card, which card was it exactly?
The trump card, the 5 of hearts. Let me guess, Mr. Wright was to have switched the 5 with the ace to make a full house. At least that's what you were going to accuse him of doing, thereby ruining his legend. I slid it into Wright's pocket.
When was this?
Why, before the match, of course, while he was eating. At the Borscht Bowl Club, we serve borscht and suckers. Remind me never to go there. Of course, the card was to make its grand debut during the game. Like good borscht, a good plot must be cooked up early and allowed to thicken. And Wright lost the last hand just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. I am enthralled by this woman.
So everything went according to plan.
Exactly. The 5th ace came up, so it's obvious the switch went off without a hitch. Once the extra card was found in his pocket, Wright would be forever known as a cheat and a fraud. There are worse things to be known as, I suppose, like a murderer.
Tell us what happened with the search.
But the planted card was gone. The trap failed.
The card disappeared?
Yeah, my trump card, the 5 of hearts. Gone without a trace! Poof! Zippo! We searched every nook and cranny. Even his cute little hat!
Did I miss something?
No, my brain just, as soon as she said that, I was like, you did a cavity search?
Why would it be in his teeth?
What? No. You know what a... Tell me you were just making a tooth joke. You know what a cavity search is, right?
Is it like a colonoscopy?
Oh my god. Oh my god. I hate the... Oh no! No, it's nothing like a colonoscopy. I mean, the orifice is the same. It's when a police officer shoves a hand up your ass to see you've got drugs up your butt.
And it is like a colonoscopy.
A colonoscopy uses a camera to go up your entire colon. I cannot believe we are having this conversation.
Hey, you were the one who suggested a cavity search.
So, you're the one who said it was, why would it be in his teeth? I'm so hot right now. Holy shit.
I know.
Oh my...
But the card was nowhere to be found, is this correct?
Fuck me! Never in my... Sorry, whoa. Never in my long storied career never has Quick Fingers Orally been so readily duped. Oh, really? So, what did happen to that 5 of hearts? Life goals, that's your issue being morosexual. I'm not morosexual, I'm himbosexual. Don't look at me. Why don't you ask that cheating, lying, two-faced defendant?
So, the 5 of hearts is still missing in action.
The next moment, Wright picked up the bottle and swung it.
Wait, isn't that a little odd?
What's odd?
You searched Mr. Wright thoroughly and found nothing.
Even Apollo was thinking of a cavity.
Which means he had no reason to... Which means he had no reason to strike the victim.
Even Apollo was thinking of a cavity search. Well...
What was that just now? I sensed something.
What's wrong, Mr. Justice?
No, nothing, Your Honor. What to do? Should I press her a little harder? Why not, sure. Miss Orley, you're hiding something.
What are you talking about? You... Me? Quick Fingers Orley? Hide something?
The defense will refrain from baseless accusations.
I have one question for the witness, then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true?
Of course it's true. I did see it, honest. I saw it when Wright hit him. With my own eyes, I saw it.
What's this weird vibe I'm getting?
The vibe of murder.
The witness, for instance, Miss Orley. she would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? Touching her neck, was it? Oh, that was Phoenix there.
Yeah. Super zoom. Mega zoom.
Oh, that's what that GIF is
Yeah, it's his perception ability.
in the title. The sensation, it's coming into focus. There, that twitch, it's so clear. It's like I could perceive her habit, like I couldn't before. Oh,
Gotcha!
there's a perceive button now.
It only happens like once per trial or something.
Miss Orley, perhaps you are aware of this yourself.
Unaware of what?
Whenever you get to a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand.
I hate that part because it's like, who fucking cares? my neck? So what?
What indeed, Justice? I hadn't noticed anything of the sort. When she says that part of the testimony, she's subconsciously recalling something. Her body reacts to the memory and she touches her neck. I'm sure of it.
Super not how it works.
A memory? Would someone care to explain what he's babbling about?
This is highly unusual, but let's ask the defense. You claim the witness is remembering something. Maybe you have evidence of this memory to show us?
Her habit is scratching her neck whenever she talks about the moment of the crime. So what would remind her of the moment of the crime? Miss Orley, whenever you recall the crime that night, you scratch your neck. I've noticed it happens when you think about the moment of the crime. There must be some reason behind this habit of yours.
Okay, the
I
writing
believe the weapon
here
left.
is weirdly...
I believe the weapon that left an irreplaceable impression on your neck is.
The writing here is weird because he repeats the whenever you talk about this, you touch your neck thing like 5 times in a row, and it's like, yeah, you don't have to say it more than once, my dude. Bless you.
Thank you. I mean, there's only 2 things it could be because these are the only 2 like objects that could smack it. And I'm thinking that it might be the phone, just because like the tape is there, so that means that it could have been damaged. Whereas the bottle doesn't seem to have any like scratches or anything on it.
Yeah,
Like
but it's
if he was smacked with this, then it would be shattered.
I'm just... Okay. Do what you... Yeah, do. Do your do.
Okay.
You keep spelling right wrong! Sorry, 34 keeps spelling right wrong. It's W-R-I-G-H-T. Not right like pencil right, it's right like Phoenix right.
Uh-oh, that may not have
Of
been
course
it.
not. You want a habit, Mr. Justice? I'll show you a habit.
I better get this sorted out before I develop a habit of my own.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just let you know now, because, like, you're gonna get stuck on this. The bottle not being smashed has nothing to do with the case. It's still the murder weapon.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure why it didn't get smashed, but it's didn't. Like, I agree with you, it's a stupid contrivance, but...
Yeah, it's sort of like the thing with the strangling, like there being no neck wounds in the picture.
Yeah. Well, no, because the strangling never happened, but that was more me overthinking it than anything. Imagine
Is
me...
it like that in another? Is that like that in another case in Ace Attorney?
Like,
You
was
don't have to tell me which one.
like strangling with no wounds, or strangling with wounds, or what?
Where it's like Where it's like it's suspected that he was strangled, but there's no wounds.
Sort of.
Okay.
The best I can say is sort of. Also, 34, I truly, truly, truly hate the phrase flesh head.
Whenever she talks about the moment of the crime, she touches her neck, and what reminds us more of that moment than this bottle, the murder weapon.
Good.
But something doesn't fit.
Asshole.
You are only the witness to the crime. Why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain?
What's he talking about now?
It was Mr. Smith, the victim who was hit, not you.
This is a cross-examination, not a cross-wild conjecture. The witness's habits, they're completely irrelevant.
True.
Justice, I'll admit I'm a bit confused myself. This is certainly a unique cross-examination. I'll explain later, just trust me, now's our only chance to break her.
Thank you, Daycare Ladybot.
Miss Orley, please testify in detail about the moment of the crime. The very moment.
I am knowing nothing.
I love her. I'm so gay for this lying ass woman.
She retreats back into Russian when she's afraid. We know you're not Russian.
The witness will testify, please. Now. I love that she gets to do her sexy reveal twice. Bah, fine. You know what? I'm gonna bonk myself because I've been hitting on this woman too much. He's the one who did it. I didn't let him out of my sight until the cops got here.
You seem uneasy.
You try standing up here.
Her eyes are darting all over the place. I must be getting warm. Tell me, after the crime, what was the defendant like?
Well, he must have been stunned by the weight of his crime. He sat in a daze at that table until the cops came.
Intriguing. I believe you've gotten all the testimony you're going to get out of this witness. So what do you think about her testimony? I'll tell you what I think. Her testimony is basically bogus. It contradicts the evidence.
What's that? I didn't know this was an option. What? Well, show us this evidence, Mr. Justice. I didn't see this dialogue when I played the game. This evidence that you claim contradicts the testimony.
She didn't let him out of her sight until the cops got there. I know there's some evidence that contradicts that. It's this guy.
Yeah. I guess it all leads to the same place. You can either press or present it.
Miss Orley, we have a record here that clearly contradicts what you said. It states that the police were alerted by a report from the defendant. And we know that the defendant left the room, climbed the stairs, and made that phone call from the first floor of the Borscht Bowl Club. So explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant when he left the room entirely.
34 out here calling out. If you went on a date with her, then she would have taken your cash after that. Bold to assume I wouldn't just give it to her. The man who picked up the bottle and swung it that night wasn't the defendant. I'll be right back. I have to do something really quickly.
Showdown time. You dirty cheat! Check his pockets now! It's gone! Card's gone! You lose. Ah! I'm just looking at this stream window right now, and Clover's just her VTuber is just looking up.
Right. Just then, Smith grabbed the bottle from next to right. Just then, Smith grabbed the bottle from next to right, and he hit me.
Some master of cheating you turned out to be.
Fucking asshole. When I came to, a victim was already dead, is that it? Omai wa mo shinderu, as they say. That's why I couldn't reveal who I really was. If it came out that I was in league with Smith, I'd be a suspect for sure. Looking up, then vanishing to the bottom when you got back. Well, where does that leave us?
Madness! This is madness! I'm dreaming! It must have been me who was hit with the bottle, and I'm imagining all this.
Did you go to the Borscht Bowl Club? It appears our prosecution is at his wit's end, and frankly, I can't blame him. He keeps getting his ass kicked by amateur lawyers. Mr. Gavin, what do you think of this turn of events?
And searched by amateur cheaters. Mr. Gavin, sir? I believe that as the defense in this case, we are compelled to call Miss Orley a big fat liar.
What?
3 were in that room the night of the murder: the defendant, the victim, and her. And she has a motive. A motive? Her plot foiled. The witness got into an argument with her client, Mr. Smith. And the denouncement of that argument was murder.
Denouement. What? I'm no killer!
Denouement? Like Laurice Denome?
Yeah, denouement. It's basically the climax.
Ah.
I love big words. Oh shit, there was a really good one that came up last night. Not last night, last stream. Shit, it started with an O and I don't remember what it is now. Why is my brain going...
I'm a gnome and you've been denomed.
My brain is going Odysseus. That's not the word. What was it? Obsequious!
What?
Obsequious, that was the word. It was obsequious. And I fucking... As soon as I read it, I was like, fuck yeah. I don't really...
What does that word mean?
I don't fully remember what obsequious means, but I fucking love that word. Let me read... Obsequious. Funeral rites. I definitely spelled that wrong.
Obedient or attentive to an excessive or servile degree.
Nice.
They were served by obsequious waiters.
It's a trap! Someone's trying to frame me! This fucking bitch!
What tangled webs we weave when we practice to deceive. So tangled we catch ourselves in the process.
Mr. Wright?
Such a hasty conclusion. It's not like you, Christoph Gavin. What are you saying? Why not consider the other possibility?
Ah!
That there was another person in the room at the time of the murder.
I hate you!
Right, like Mr. Wright was saying before recess. A single card was swapped into the victim's hand after the murder. And the one who swapped the card didn't know the 2 colors of cards were being used. A 4th person.
Sorry, my heart's about to fucking scream out of my chest.
Ha! This theory again. Your 4th person doesn't exist.
Indeed. That's why I decided to bring this case to court. Here, where there's no escape and no chance for deception. The perfect place to catch the real criminal.
The real criminal?
And we're in luck. A clue to the real criminal's identity was kindly provided for us.
Do you remember the question I asked before we started the stream?
No.
I asked how much you remembered about the last case, about the last stream.
Well, it's
Shut up, 34.
Well, I remember details about it, but
Okay.
it's like I don't always know which details in particular you're referring to.
Okay, so this might be a place where you genuinely don't have the answer, and I'm willing, if you do not, if you don't have any basis, just let me know and I can just tell you, because this is one of those things where the only reason I knew it was because I had seen certain details so many times in quick succession.
I think I also might have some basis for understanding what's going on, because I believe you have told me about certain things about this at some point in time.
I definitely have. We've known each other for, oh shit. Don't tell me. I know the math. We met in September of 2018. I would have been 17, and now I'm 21. About 4 years-ish? No.
Try again.
Wait, honest to God, where did I get 4 years from?
Because I think the last time we talked about how
5
long
years.
we had been dating, it was 4 years.
I expected a musical from you. I'm disappointed. What musical? We can talk about...
No, that comes later.
It's... Fuck! Damn it, never mind. I was about to sing It's a Musical from Something Rotten, and then I choked on my coffee. Never mind. The bit's ruined.
I was joking that there better be a musical in your fanfic.
Oh!
And right at the beginning of the trial, no less.
What?!
Apollo, perhaps you know what I'm talking about. Sorry. Remember what I said. The fourth person who swapped the cards made one critical error. He or she wasn't considering this color on the backs of the cards. Right? But how could such an obvious mistake occur? The cards used for the last game were red. Yet there's one person here in our court who thought those cards were blue. Yeah, I had that impression too, but why? Well, Apollo, think you can figure out who it was?
It's not me, I swear!
No one fucking believes you. Who is this fourth person?
Why do I always get put on the spot like this?
Because it's an Ace Attorney game.
Let's hear what the defense has to say. Who was it? Who thought the cards used in the final game were blue? Well, you don't have to put them right on the screen like this.
That is a good point. He is the first person there.
As I expected. Your eyes and ears are sharp as your hair. I was right?
I'm so sad.
Christoph Gavin, you were the fourth person that night.
I love him so much.
But of course, Mr. Gavin knows the color of the cards. How would he? As you can see, the photo of the crime scene is black and white. You can't tell which of the cards are blue. The ones on the floor or the table.
34 in the chat says your ship is fine in your fic, don't worry. It's not a self-ship, and I don't ship myself with Kristoff. I just like Kristoff. He's one of two bad guys that I absolutely adore in this series.
But also, is Apollo implying that Kristoff is red-blue colorblind, or that he sees everything monochromatically?
Neither. You'll see. You like to pretend to be Dahlia? I don't! Dahlia is dead!
You can see the colors in this photo. Yes, but when he said the cards were blue, it was well before this evidence came to light. It's true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. But it was only that, a game, in the purest sense. A competition, Your
Just a
Honor.
bed instead.
A competition?
I'm not gonna fuck Kristoff. Clavier maybe, but not Kristoff.
Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome.
That's the line that proves that he didn't know what he was doing. Oh, Chrissy. Chrissy! Dev, you know how to cosplay as. Dev, if Dev came to my house dressed as a Clavier and just went, wanna fuck, I would be so confused. Like, I would be so like, what is happening? What fever dream have I just entered? I'd do it, but like, I'd be so lost.
Well, Krista? Mr. Gavin?
Fuck. Mr. Gavin, is something the matter?
No, nothing. Excuse me, I was just so sudden. Right, you aren't seriously accusing me, are you? Oh, Kristoff. You know, even I'd never take a joke this far.
Bullshit.
This has gone beyond ridiculous, beyond dumb. This is insanity! The defendant accusing his own defense attorney of murder?
I assure you I'm quite sane.
No, you're not.
But what possible connection could Mr. Gavin have to the victim?
I wasn't aware that I had a connection to Mr. Smith either.
Yes, but Mr. Gavin and the victim have never even met!
Well, what if they have?
Huh?
There is a possibility, after all. They may have met that night before the game started.
What are you suggesting?
Is this the truth Mr. Wright was staying silent about? Well, only one thing to do. Mr. Wright, the defense would like to request that you testify to the court. The defense would like to request no such thing.
Fuck, I love him, but fuck.
Mr. Gavin? Testimonies must relate to the case. How could anything happen before that game of poker be related?
The rest of this case is gonna make me go insane. I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Gavin.
As I explained before, the defense believes that Miss Orley...
Am I to assume you speak for Mr. Justice in this? He is the defense, not you. Mr. Justice, the matter of Mr. Wright's testimony is up to you.
Oh, okay. Well,
Does the court, in your opinion, need to hear Mr. Wright's testimony? No! No, I'm kidding.
this was Mr. Wright's strategy. He was planning this all along, and I intend to see it through. The defense would like to request that Mr. Wright testify to the court. To Justice, you would betray me, your teacher. I'm sorry, Mr. Gavin, this isn't about loyalty. This is about the truth.
Friendship is magic! Very well, the defendant, Mr. Wright, will take the stand, please, even though he's already fucking standing there.
That evening, Kristoff and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph. Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Kristoff left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. The girl was knocked out cold and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. That's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin.
No, he just meant he could physically take the stand with him. Not easy to not animate characters pretending to move from a chair to the stand. Except he didn't. He was just straight up at the witness stand. Mr. Gavin! Also, how you doing, Nye? You were at the Borscht Bowl Club at the night of the murder.
I dine with him rather frequently.
And he talked on the phone. I swear I can read. And he talked on the phone. And he talked to the defendant on the phone directly after the murder.
It took me a couple seconds. I got there.
clip that, please.
That's fair.
Because I love how you said, like, I swear I can read, and then you completely fucked up again.
Shh, no one needs. Shh, it's fine. Everything's fine. Shh.
Quite against my will, I had become involved in a murder. I thought I might be in need of a lawyer, so I called him. You were planning this all along, weren't you, right? Just because you wanted to drag me into your little murder trial.
Fuck, he's so hot.
The only thing I want is the truth. As I did back then and now.
Bitch.
I thought my office was doing you a favor when we took on your defense. It appears that I was wrong.
I'm mad about how attractive that man is. Devin, if we ever go to PAX, we're dressing up as Kristoff and Dahlia. I already did a Dahlia cosplay once, but now that I have a job, I can make an even better one.
Nice.
Or you could dress up as Dahlia. You do have the chest for it more than I do. That was mean, I'm sorry. Very well, the defense may cross-examine the witness. I wonder if a binder would even work for me with my triple ass Ds. This is a wild... I'm so sorry. No, I'm not.
Not bad,
Yes, I am 34. I'm always sorry.
Brain short circuit.
No problem.
Sir.
I have that effect on people.
You really do.
Aww.
He's lying and you're going to expose him. Understood, sir.
I mean...
Mr. Gavin versus Mr. Wright. Can't end well. Why can't I just have a normal trial?
With the right? No way!
I was just about to make a Magic School Bus joke over that.
Same brain! Same brain cells!
That evening, Kristoff and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph. You had dinner with Mr. Gavin? Yes, he dines with me at the Borscht Bowl Club quite frequently. We were enjoying the usual dinner at our usual spot, as usual. Usual... I always eat at the table closest to the piano.
I see! Where Mr. Smith was sitting.
So the plates and such on your table were from your dinner?
Indeed, the remnants of the meal, Kristoff. We dined for 2 hours, then Kristoff left. After that...
Sorry, did you say with Kristoff or of Kristoff?
I said with.
Okay, because I heard of Kristoff and I was like, did you eat him? I can't...
I don't think they're into that.
I'm so... Ew. Ew! Oh, no! Don't remind me of that...
Shady.
Don't remind me of that god-awful ship. It's bad enough I find it whenever I try to find Kristoff on Zarla's page.
Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Kristoff left. 5 minutes? So the two of them could have passed in the restaurant during that time. That would have been a fateful encounter, to be sure.
Are you waiting for me to do the laugh properly?
Discord just cut out when you did it.
Yeah, that tracks.
Oh, Mr. Wright. What was it you said? Kristoff Gavin and Shady Smith may have met.
I believe I did say that.
Here I was nervous about this meeting. And now we hear they just passed in the hall.
That does seem a little weak as a pretense for murder.
Oh, it would be if that were really all that happened. Come on, Mr. Wright, what are you hiding this time? When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. Hold it! About this failed trap, this is the same trap that Miss Olga Orley mentioned.
The plan was simple, elegant, really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Bright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card and the trap would snap shut. Excuse me.
You swap the cards.
Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces.
Yes, a harmless prank in essence. It was by a quirk of fate that I happened to discover it.
A quark.
I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card.
Lucky bastard.
The card she planted. Yes, I snuck a peek at it and found the 5 of hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card before the game.
Disposed where?
There was an empty bottle of grape juice I'd been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle.
An empty bottle of grape juice.
The murder weapon! Yes, I rolled it up and shoved it in it. The colored glass makes it hard to see.
A battle of wits between the deceiver and the would-be deceived. That sounds like a terrific drama. A total drama?
A card inside the murder weapon. Did the police miss it in their investigation? Maybe I'll take a look.
Mr. Wright, the poker head of courtroom number 3 approves of this battle of wits.
I'm just gonna investigate this real quick.
Thank you. I wasn't gonna say it, but I wanted you to do it.
That's weird though, because it's not in there.
Mm-hmm. Please revise your testimony with this new information.
I discovered the trap during the game and disposed of the card in the bottle. Why in the bottle? I perceived my opponent's intent immediately.
Total Drama Poker Game does not roll off the tongue all that well. I disagree. I think that sounds awesome.
I'm used to entrapment, you see. I knew it was coming.
Oh, so you struck first. I like that. Yeah, it's almost like he entraps every single killer he's ever faced. Sorry. I get really pissy if you can't tell. I hate... First of all, I'm bleeding profusely from one of my orifices, and that doesn't help my mental state. 2, I hate this man. And 3, this case perturbs me. Sorry, go on. It's a good thing I have a Twitch on half volume.
I know every trick in the book. They don't work on me. At least when you get lucky and stick your hand in your pocket, they don't. The girl was knocked out cold, and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police.
I don't know if it's because of how hot it is in my room or not, but I feel nauseous all of a sudden.
I have no idea why that could be.
It's probably because I'm really, really hot and I just had really hot, strong coffee and my brain is, like, not processing it well.
Clover is overheating.
It's fine, I have water. And I have blue raspberry syrup. I could put blue raspberry in my water. Do you understand how much joy that brings me? That has nothing to do with what we're doing right now, but yesterday on my way to class, I got myself a blue raspberry drink from my blue raspberry syrup, and fucking ecstasy. So happy. I live for that shit. And now I know where I can buy it, so I can have blue raspberry whenever the fuck I want now.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. I also have strawberry syrup, but that's less important to me.
I'll take that.
Come over here and take it from me then. I bet you I could find a place that sells those syrups in BC.
Oh yeah, like I know for a fact that they have it in BC.
Oh, I do too, because my mom would buy it for me.
Yeah, I used to always like mix it with milk,
Ooh.
and then like I would always have strawberry milk, and my brother would always have chocolate milk.
And I always had vanilla milk. Together we make Neapolitan.
I remember we also had vanilla milk while I was growing up, but then it was always like really powdery because we used a powder instead of a syrup, and so I didn't like it as much. Not even because of the flavor, but just because there would always be like chunks of vanilla, like chunks of vanilla powder.
Oh my
in my
fucking
milk.
god, no way. What? Sorry. Sorry. So the brand I get this from is Torani, right? Torani. Torani, right? And holy shit, they have a lot of syrups here. They have like, you know, they have the classic shit like butterscotch, vanilla, grape, stuff like that. I just found out apparently they have a discontinued one that was bacon flavored. I would give
syrup.
I would give my left leg to try that. Also, shit.
But you hate bacon.
I know, but I want to try it because it sounds horrible. Oh, they discontinued Red Velvet? That sucks. Chicken waffle syrup? That's so good. I love this. I love this shit. This is the shit I sit here for.
I can understand how they would make chicken syrup, but how would they make chicken waffle syrup?
No
Just
idea.
like pour some wheat flour in there?
Oh, such good shit. I live for these weird ass flavors. But yeah, no, I have blue raspberry, strawberry. I've had their I totally forgot what other flavors I had. Watermelon and the chocolate chip, whatever. I had the vanilla back home all the time. Like, I love Torani. Torani has the best flavoring syrups. Oh, hey James, what's up? This stream is not brought to you by Torani. I'm not sponsored. I'm just saying I really like Torani syrups.
This stream is not sponsored by Torani yet.
I would, dude, if Torani said, "Hey, do you want to be sponsored?" I'd be like, "Fucking yes. Give me your weirdest flavors and I will drink them on stream." Like, you couldn't stop me from taking that promotion. I need to go and see if my coffee place. This stream is brought to you by ADHD. Shut up.
True.
I need to go back and see if they have the lavender, because I just found out they have a lavender syrup, and I don't know what the hell that would taste like, but I want to try it.
I'm the attention deficit, and Clover's the hyperactive.
I am the hyperactive. Dude, I took too much coffee, and now I'm wired. I haven't had coffee in a while, because I didn't buy my coffee sweetener for a while, because I don't like to buy, I buy all my groceries all at once, so I didn't have coffee sweetener because I didn't need to go out and get groceries. Now I have coffee sweetener, I'm having coffee again, and my brain is just like,
12 miles per second.
Turanism. Nice. Sorry, you continue with the game, I'm so interrupting this. Like, I'm not gonna stop.
Listen,
You're gonna want to keep going.
If we want to talk about Phoenix Wright's Torani grape juice syrup, then we can keep going.
He probably does have grape Torani syrup. There's straight up a Reddit for Vancouver. Awesome. So go
Yeah,
do fucking
there's a Reddit for Coquitlam.
Devin, go play your fucking game. I'm not gonna be able to keep focus.
You made the call to the police from the first floor of the restaurant, correct? Exactly. Cell phones don't get a signal down in the hideout. Was anyone else on the first floor at the time? Not a soul. It was the middle of the night after all. So there, in the darkened restaurant, I called the cops. After making the call, I returned to the hideout. It didn't seem right to leave the injured waitress alone. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. Hold it! And when you returned, the victim was already dead, yes. I'll admit, I was a little startled when I walked in.
A little?
He was bleeding from his forehead, after all. I guess I'd be startled too if I walked in on a scene like that. That's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin. Hold it! Could you explain why you called Mr. Gavin? I'd obviously gotten involved in a rather sticky affair.
Syncopation in this testimony music. Me too. It's kind of hard for him to play when you're talking about syrup. Shut up, Nye! No, I don't want
And I figured Kristoff's law offices would give me a friend rate for my defense fees. Ah, glad to hear you intend to pay. Oh, I'll pay in full, Kristoff. It was I who got you involved after all. You may find the price of your defense quite high, my good friend, quite high. Is this the truth that Mr. Wright was talking about? Justice, you know what you have to do. He's lying. Expose him. Now.
Make him naked. Okay, I'm done looking this up now. There's a place you can buy it in Burnaby, which is like a 30-minute drive, which would be perfect driving practice for you. Alright, I'm closing the tabs. I'm minimizing Brave. I'm back into this. Let's go.
Yes, sir. I have to think. What's Mr. Wright trying to tell me with this testimony? The truth has to be in there somewhere.
Alright, I'm good. We're good. Everything's fine. Let's do this.
Objection!
Oh no! Wait, you actually have to. No, okay. That's stupid. So yeah, you're right, but what you're supposed to do, and I cannot believe this. That's actually stupid. You're supposed to. What the fuck? Sorry. What the fuck is that? Sorry, someone just threw an air conditioner out on the fucking street. You're supposed
Don't need
to.
that anymore.
You're supposed to. Well, I think he's bringing it into the church or bringing it out of the church. I don't know. You're supposed to check the bottle and like the inside. So you're supposed to rotate it and like click in it, and yeah, it says the bottle is empty, and then you're supposed to rinse it, which is so dumb.
No, that makes sense. Because I didn't look in there, but I didn't like investigate in there.
Well, sure, but you shouldn't have to.
I suppose.
I wonder how well it goes with borscht. Depends if it's actually grape juice or wine. No, you already got it. You're good.
Yeah, I know. Just looking for other shit.
Objection!
Mr. Wright, if I may. Yes. I've examined the bottle and I don't see any card in here. No.
What, Mr. Wright? Surely, isn't all you have to say for yourself? Surely ellipses isn't all you have to say for yourself, because I can read the fucking text box?
I can read the text box of your speech. You see, I can't actually see, I can only read.
It's the opposite of Mr. Payne, who keeps insisting he can read but can't.
I can't say I know what happened to the card. I did put it in that bottle, however. Huh? Perhaps a fifth person came and took it out. Oh, and a sixth person could have helped.
Mr. Gavin, Mr. Wright is your client. I can read the text box because in this courtroom because I am. Wait. I can read the text box because in this courtroom I am God.
My apologies, Your Honor.
I won't have you disparaging our investigation either. We looked inside that bottle. There was nothing.
So what's going
Breaking the
on?
fourth wall. Ding.
Is Mr. Wright hoodwinking us again? Or did the card just disappear?
any case, please continue the cross-examination. I'm afraid decisive contradiction call for decisive evidence. The decisive evidence is that there's no card in the bottle that he claims there's a card in.
Push him harder, Justice. Break him. It's just you and the witness in this ring. Go for the KO. Why do I get the feeling we're not on our client's side anymore?
You stopped being on your client's side when he accused Kristoff of murder.
That evening, Kristoff and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph. Hold on, this is the same testimony.
Yep. The other contradiction is... Well, it was obvious to me, but it's still kind of stupid.
Yeah, let me try to figure it out, though.
Yeah, I won't tell you. I'm just gonna go back to writing my fanfic while you figure this out.
Yeah.
Hold it!
Smutfic unlikely. I'm like someone on AO3 actually straight up said if this doesn't end in a lemon fanfic scene, I'm gonna be disappointed. And I didn't know how to respond because it was like, I beg your pardon?
A lemon fanfic?
Like a lemon scene. You know what a lemon scene is, right?
Like lemon grab.
No. No. It would be much funnier if Lemon Grab showed up, but no, they literally mean, like, sex.
Okay.
Which, you know, I'd be more comfortable with if I knew anything about that, but I don't, so... Hello! Who just followed? L9 Yasuo! That's a real fun name to say. L9 Yasuo! Thank you for following! AO3 is weird, y'all. I know, that's why I love it.
A lot of them are super nice too, though.
Oh, dude, the frickin' someone definitely is the nicest human being I've met on that site. Like, seriously, that user is the nicest person. They are so kind about my fic. They keep leaving such nice comments on every new chapter. They're such a sweetheart.
But also, thank you for following L9 Yasuo.
Yeah, thank you so much, L9 Yasuo. That's such a sorry, Yasuo is the funnest name I've said so far on this site. Yeah, this says what the person Maltron66 on AO3 said. Basically, what I'm saying is, if this story doesn't end in an epic Crystalia lemon chapter, I will be greatly disappointed. I'm like, and then he responds with, I know I should get my head out of the gutter, but if there's one story that warrants it, it's this one regarding my fanfiction. Like, whoa! Like, thanks, but whoa! Oh, I love it. Can't imagine how I would respond to that. I basically said I don't know if it will because I've never written like that. I'll be back. Alright.
I would have just, like, left that comment unread.
I didn't. I responded and I was like, I don't know if it'll end like that. I've never written that before. I've been thinking about doing that, but only if I can come up with some way to make it seem even remotely realistic. And I'm so bad at that. Don't!
Or at the very least interesting.
Yeah. I think I'd rather leave that to the imagination and just hint at it. Make them have lemon water or something. I might. You have no idea how. That would be so funny if I did that. And
just write it. Write a picnic scene.
AO3 lets you have notes at the top and bottom, so I could write at the top note. I could write, "Someone wanted a lemon chapter, so here you go." And it's just them having a picnic with lemon water.
Lemonade stand.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Yo, wait, how old is Clavier again at that point?
Which point? The point. The point
like
I'm.
During, like, would Clavier be able to just show up with a lemonade stand, or is he too old for that?
Currently in the.
14 or.
Currently in the fanfic, he's my age, so in 2016 he'd be 14. I would say that's probably too old. He probably has an allowance from his parents at that point. Plus, he doesn't have to do that. He's loaded.
That's true.
I'm kind of contributing to distraction. I'm waiting for Dev to find out the contradiction or ask me for a hint. So I'm good.
Yeah, I'm switching between trying to find out the contradiction and just being here for this conversation. So what's weird about this, the girl was knocked out cold and Smith was uncontrollable and they'll have to call the police, is like, how could he walk away when Smith is uncontrollable? Because basically what I'm trying to say is that, like, if there were only 3 people in the room, then my thinking is, shut up.
That's a no.
Is it...
Sorry, that was mean.
Yeah, if Smith is like uncontrollable, and he's already knocked out the only person there, it would be kind of difficult for Phoenix to leave as the only other person in the room unless Kristoff was also there.
I would say that I would remind there's only one exit, so if Phoenix left that room and Shady tried to follow suit, anyone who's still in the building would notice. So I guess it's possible Smith knew that and just stayed in the basement, or he was too angry to realize that Phoenix had left or something. But I will say you're looking at the wrong thing.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say. Until you straight up say, like, I don't know what to do, I'm not gonna, like, say it. And I know you're never gonna say that because you're too goddamn stubborn.
The other thing is the blood streaming down his forehead. You don't see blood streaming down his forehead here. You see the bludgeon, but it looks like the wound is internal. Unless that's, like, the blood being wiped off and just smudged there. Although, hold up. Yeah. So I'm gonna present this.
Objection!
And that's wrong.
You're so close, fam. Oh god, sorry, I was making my VTuber make a bunch of expressions and all the buttons that I had to press ended up in my story. Whoops. So, randomly in my fic, there was just a bunch of 4s and 5s.
Like keyboard mashing going on?
Yeah. Don't say it, 34. That's my job. I'm here for that.
You will back trunk game?
Back trunk. Because I'm backseat gaming. This goes on. If this goes on for another hour. I want it to go on for another hour. I want a 2-hour stream. Are you kidding me? I mean, if this specific part takes 2 hours, I'm gonna have a stroke, but I'm pretty sure you're smarter than that.
Remind me, hemorrhaging. Does that, like, that can be internal though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In or external. Is this new territory for Dev? The whole game, Dev's going into it blind. I'm the only one who knows anything about these games.
Yeah, we passed, like, I didn't get to the save point when I played originally. So everything going forward is new territory for me. I know, the thing that I have been told, because this is before Clover knew whether or not I was going to play the game, is that apparently Kristoff, apparently Phoenix traps Kristoff into a corner with some evidence that's like, if Kristoff says anything about it, then he'll be proven guilty because he knows about that evidence, and if he doesn't say anything, he'll be proven guilty because, like, it's incriminating evidence.
Hold it!
And it doesn't let me look at the profiles.
It does. Well, when you're presenting stuff, no, but it's in the court record.
Oh, it's this button here.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I'm used to having the button, like, down here.
I guess that's fair.
Okay, so it doesn't say anything
Have
about their
some
relationship.
renown. I just realized that Phoenix's fucking description says he's a lawyer, formerly an ace defense attorney of some renown. Motherfucker exorcised a ghost in one of his court scenes. Of course he was known. Fuck off.
Well, they're just saying stuff that people who played this game and no other games might not know.
Ugh.
So I don't think there's enough information. I don't think there's enough evidence for me to prove that to prove anything about this yet.
Do you need a hint?
No, not yet.
Oh my god.
Is that a TV screen? That is.
Cry emoji. Me too, 34. Every single person is like, take the hint. Tell you what, I'm gonna go to the washroom because I really need to pee and brush my teeth. Well, brush my teeth very briefly. And if you're not done, I will give you a. If you're not like, if you haven't figured it out by the time I get back, I'm giving you a hint.
Okay. So essentially what I'm trying to prove is that... So essentially what Phoenix is saying is that he was downstairs. Shady Smith was like swinging around wildly. And that Kristoff may or may not have already been downstairs. So Kristoff was the one who, like, supposedly dealt with Shady Smith, while Phoenix went to go call the police. And then he called Kristoff afterwards to make sure that it was done. But it's like... No, I know that the hideout was... Oh, right, because he wouldn't be able to call Kristoff when he was downstairs anyway. Because I feel like that's what Phoenix is trying to prove. Otherwise, because he said that there wasn't a soul like not a single person was there when he came upstairs. So then he might be implying that Kristoff was already down there, like came back down during the interaction.
My VTuber decided to do a lie down. Oh my gosh. Hello, I'm here. What was the weird, wrong leap of logic?
So basically, what I'm theorizing is that at some point Kristoff had to have come back downstairs because when Phoenix went upstairs to make the call, no one was there. Like before the game took place.
34, that hasn't been revealed. Fuck you. 34, that hasn't been revealed yet. And Dev, you're technically right, but this isn't the right place to say that.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a hint because this is never gonna end. The photos of the crime scene in order were how the crime scene was found and how the victim, detailing how the victim died. The third photo means nothing. I'm just talking about the black and white ones.
Okay.
So the first one is how the victim was found, like, as the crime scene was before investigating. And the second one was while they were investigating and finding out that he died from a bash to the face.
Okay. And then... Yeah, so I presented this one on this statement before, but I'm pretty sure I have to present this one on this statement then.
Fucking yes, thank you, finally. I was waiting, because you went past it. I'm not kidding, when you presented the other photo, I had a seizure on my seat. I was like, oh my god, you're so close, and you're giving me a heart attack. You were so overthinking it, and it killed me.
Yeah, because I was like, all right, well, I tried to show this assumption in this way, but not the other way. Mr. Wright, if I may. Yes. Take a look at this photograph of the crime scene. See the victim here? He's wearing a hat. I wouldn't think you could see blood on his forehead. Good point.
Bitch! He's such a bitch-ass motherfucker!
Justice, next time you point an inconsistency, put a little more oomph into it.
Mr. Wright, can you explain this to the court?
Ah, I forgot to mention something. I was the one who put that hat on his head. Eh?
You?
You put the hat on the dead man's head.
He wore it through our entire poker game. After calling the police when I returned to the scene, his head was in full view, shining bright just like in this photograph.
And?
I picked the hat up off the floor and put it on his head.
Why'd you do such a thing like that?
All I can say is I'm sorry. That's the only thing I touched at the crime scene. So Miss Orley didn't see it? It being the victim's or his head? I'd think not. She was out cold. I believe I was the only one who witnessed his head. Ah, here we go again. Mr. Gavin? Pardon. It just seems that our client is determined to lie his way through this case. Hey, he's still our client, isn't he?
No.
I believe that's enough of that. Mr. Gavin? This witness's testimony is more like a travesty. It's riddled with lies. I'm beginning to see how you came to lose your attorney's badge 7 years ago.
Low blow.
Well, you certainly have a unique way of treating your clients, Christoph. I never knew. I believe it was you who threw the first stone.
Let those in glass houses throw... No. Let those who are perfect throw the first stone, I believe is the phrase. I combined that with those in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. I've combined two idioms.
I'm not sure if they reference like sin in that, like, yeah, those
Let he who
those
is without sin throw the first stone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mr. Wright, if you intend to ever tell the truth about this case, it's now or never. Don't be misled. I haven't told a single lie here. Huh?
Fuck me. 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 Fuck me.
When I noticed the trap, I put the card in the bottle to dispose of it. And when I put the hat on the victim's head, let's just say I had a reason for doing that as well.
Sorry. A reason.
When you were doing that, I thought that you were humming along to the music.
No. Sorry, I'm mad because he's not wrong. A reason?
That reason is right here. Your cell phone? That night, recall that I spoke with defense attorney Gavin after calling the police. Just in case, I recorded our conversation. What's this? Now that we're all here, I see no reason why I shouldn't play it back for the court. Christoph, I seem to be in a bit of trouble. What's this? Game not going well? Something like that. That gentleman who challenged you, he turned out to be good? He turned out to be dead. Someone hit him. Hard. You mean someone cracked the flawless bone china pate?
Pate, I believe.
It wasn't you, was it? Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands, should it come to that.
Bitch. 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 Bitch.
Bone china plate?
Pate. Oh, she actually said. Oh no, Pate. Yeah, okay, I'm wrong. I'm stupid.
Yeah.
I'm the dumb one.
I assume that that's the only reason that you misheard it as plate.
Then again, I'm also like super wired right now.
A kind of porcelain, very smooth and shiny, and not plate, but pate. I believe he was referring to a certain gentleman's balding forehead.
Court appreciates the defendant's discretion in not indicating my forehead.
Wait a second, something's not right about that phone call. So after Mr. Gavin ate some dinner with you, he left the Borscht Bowl Club. No, certainly. Then how did he know? When did he see this bone china pate?
Oh, that's right!
Yes. That was when I began to see my good friend in a different light. Troubled, I returned to the crime scene. And when I spotted Mr. Smith's head again, I realized exactly what was wrong. Well, Mr. Gavin, the stage has been set. Perhaps you would like to explain this to the court. Exactly how did you come by your privileged knowledge of the victim's head? So this is your reason. The reason why you put the victim's hat back on. Your point, Mr. Gavin?
God.
It's come down to this, has it, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Sorry. Order! I will have order! Mr. Payne! I'm turning into a cat. Mr. Payne!
Yes, Your Honor!
I believe this court has been left with no other choice. Are you prepared to hear defense attorney Gavin's testimony?
Well, as prosecutor,
Very well! We'll break for 10 minutes. After which, Mr. Gavin will take the stand for a cross-examination. Are we clear on that?
Crystal clear, Your Honor.
Very well, this will be the final recess for the day.
Oh yeah, the other thing I was spoiled on is that Phoenix at some point gives Apollo some forged evidence.
I think this is the case where Mr. Payne has the least presence, and it's his last case of the series! Also, that's not true. The case he has the least presence in is, oh my god, what is the name of the one with the assassination of Zhang Fa dude? I totally forgot the name of it. It's the one where, Horace Knightley is the killer of the other bodyguard. I don't remember what it's called.
It's in DD or,
No, it's in Investigations too.
SB. Oh, okay.
This is Payne's last game. Turnabout Target, that's it.
Mr. Gavin and Mr. Wright are both in the judge's chamber. Who'd have thought today would turn out like this?
May I?
What?
Hello, sir. Please, pick a card. I have to determine
What's
what my
all this
voice...
about?
Now I have to determine what my voice is going to be for her.
Like pearls, but more precise?
Maybe.
Like more articulate?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't think I want to make her voice that high because she's there longer than Pearl, and I don't think I want to do something as high as this for fucking 5 cases. Because that would
Maybe
get
like
so annoying.
Yeah, bring it down a bit.
This is your line.
Is this one okay?
Excellent. I have a message for you. The last hand is about to be played. You'll need a trump card to make it.
A trump card?
The card you have chosen is magical. Use it wisely and the game is yours. That's all.
An ace? Where do I remember that card from?
Fuck. I didn't even get to read that. It is true. I have seen it, the 5th ace. There was cheating, I swear to you.
The missing 5th ace.
James
Wait,
says,
this blotch of red. Is this Blood?
James in the chat says, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this! You have your trump card. Now it's up to you to cut the deck and draw the truth. My father's fate is in your hands. I know you can do it. I love you, but I want to kill you. I love you, but at this exact moment, I want to murder you.
Fucking shill. This blood-stained card is my trump card for finding the truth? I fell deep into thought as my mind raced to understand what this all meant. That girl. I'd seen her recently, but where? That's when I made the connection.
I'll put this in my... there, so that I don't...
She's blue now.
That's her attack! Oh, so pause. Before you continue, I want to make this clear because it's stupid. Phoenix is 32, I think, in this game, and Trucy is 15. So he is not actually, obviously, biologically her dad.
Yeah, she's adopted.
Yeah. But what I want you to know is that her original cloak, Pink, is based off her biological father's cloak. And her 15-year-old thing is based off of her current adoptive dad's blue suit.
Okay.
So she, depending on which dad she has, represents that because she loves her dads so much. And I just think that's such a cute little attention to detail.
Wait, so then is she the child of John Armstrong or Red White?
I love Nye in the chat. Fuck off, Dev. Don't even go there. Wow, you got everyone with that. Oh, love you. I love you.
I take it that a real father we just haven't met yet, but I was like, who are the two Pink characters I know?
That's so valid, though. Oh. Someone clip that, because that's the best thing that Dev has said so far. An AU where everything's the same except Trucy's adoptive father is red, white, and she just turns into a shithead. And you named the gay Frenchman. That is true, he is gay, but he could adopt her and he'd be like Hollyhock from BoJack. Have like 9 gay dads or whatever. All right, we gonna finish this weed case, this weed trial.
Yeah, sure. 1 second, let me just grab some water.
Then she would have a third dad at some point. Yeah. Ron Delight, obviously. I think I need some water too. This is why this is why I have Daycare Ladybot, because she reminds everyone you need to drink water. Speaking of which, my water bottle's almost empty.
Alright, so go fill that, and then we'll get back to it when you get back.
Where am I going? My water's in the fridge in my room.
Oh.
Because my fridge,
the
one in my fucking kitchen, the fridge in my kitchen still smells like stale Sharpie.
Stale Sharpie?
Yeah. Someone's food's like rotting and we don't know whose it is and no one will take responsibility and clean the fucking fridge, so until the fridge stops smelling like Sharpie, my water stays in my room because I had to clean it out so fucking thoroughly.
Did you guys put like baking soda in the back to like limit the smell?
Usha asked me to get some. Oh, my headphones came unplugged. Usha asked me to get some, and I did, and she used it, and it still smells like Sharpie because there's something rotting in there.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, if it weren't for the fact that I use my fridge exclusively now because it has a built-in freezer, I would have no issue. Because Phoenix is ace. Phoenix is not ace. Have you seen how much sexual tension he has with Edgeworth? I totally forgot what I was saying.
There's also no like women that he's close to that aren't dead or like mentors to him or
tried to kill him. Dahlia's sister as well. I mean, you're not wrong. Pretty sure Edgeworth's the ace one? Yeah, probably. If any of them are asexual, it's probably Edgeworth. That is a homoromantic asexual. That is a gay man. That is a bi man. I can't keep saying he's gay if I ship him with Justine Courtney. Which I do. I just listened to your most recent... Which cover? The one that came out today or the one that came out last week? No, a new one came out this week.
Oh shit, I need to listen to that.
It's a sad one today. Oh, thank you! I'm actually really proud of that one too. It's a sad-ass song. It's a sad song from a sad musical, but it's a really, really good song, and I really wanted to listen. I really wanted to sing it. And it has some interesting trivia behind it, too. 34 subscribed to my channel. 34! I thought you were subscribed to my YouTube channel. You fucking traitor. Nobody needs to know. Yeah, so the song I sang was Nobody Needs to Know from The Last 5 Years, which is a tragic musical about a failed marriage.
That's the one that Hamilton referenced.
Yes. That was the trivia I was going to say. The song that I sang, Nobody Needs to Know, is referenced in Hamilton, specifically in the song Say No to This. And the writer of the musical The Last 5 Years went to a showing of Hamilton, and when Lin-Manuel Miranda found out about that, and good luck getting your last. Thank you so much. When Hamilton, oh my god, I forgot his name. When Lin-Manuel Miranda found out that the writer of The Last 5 Years was there, when he got to the line that he took from The Last 5 Years, Nobody Needs to Know, he looked directly at him in the audience as a way to say thank you for inspiring me. And that's just such good shit. So good. I love...
Right? Like, they do so much of that. Like, when famous people who, like, wrote the stuff that inspired Hamilton come to their show, like,
so
they...
nice.
When it came to Eminem, when Eminem went to watch Hamilton, like Lin-Manuel Miranda was like, I have to enunciate every single syllable in my shot, and it's so good.
Dude, there's another song from The Last 5 Years that I really want to cover, and it's called Better Than That, and it's the song that plays directly before Nobody Needs to Know. And the only reason I'm a little bit nervous to do it is because one of the last things you have to sing in that song is, think of what's past because we can do better. We can do better. We can do better than that. And I have to hold that last note for like a solid 10 seconds. And I have to be standing to do that. And I will get dizzy. Half volume did not help. Yeah, there's a reason why whenever I have to use FL Studios, I turn down my mic's sensitivity so that I have to do that. You need a better mic.
Discord was clipping.
It's not my microphone. It's literally that my sensitivity on my computer is at maximum. Like here, If I turn it down, it will, like, if I turn my mic down, it will get better. I'll demonstrate that. If I... Oh, good, she stopped. Shut up, Thomas! Like, now my mic is, like, less sensitive. I think it's supposed to be at 80. Let me turn it down to 75. But yeah, that's the song I want to do, and it's such a good song. I liked the song, just not the volume. Fair. Yeah, I really want to do that song.
I like the volume, just not the clipping.
Fair. I will never be quiet when I sing. I've been taught to project. I will forever project. Also, I didn't know
Always a
Thomas was
musical theater
lurking. How
kid.
you doing, Thomas? I wish I could tell who my viewers were. I wish I could look at the 6 viewers, because I don't know who they are. I know one of them is James. I know one of them is 9. I know one of them is 34. Now I know one of them is Thomas, and I don't know who the others are. Josh might be one of them for all I know, but I doubt it, because he actually wants to play the game, and he probably doesn't want to be spoiled.
I mean, I'm watching it for chat.
I joined in, and I was ear raped. Sorry, bud. Sorry. The community button in the chat window is supposed to give you a list of viewers, but it's very inaccurate. Yeah.
Yep. Like, it'll say people are watching who aren't watching all the time. And it won't tell you the people who are.
We got super distracted. We're never gonna... It won't be the first or last time. Josh clipped the one time I intentionally ear raped everyone during Investigations 2 when I was trying to see if the microphone was working properly. Anyways, we gonna finish this shit, or are we just gonna sit here talking about the last 5 years?
I'm down with whatever.
Court will now reconvene. Defense Attorney Christoph Gavin, will you please take the stand? Sorry.
Bless you.
Now then, if you would, Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor. Will the witness state his name and occupation?
Is this farce necessary, Your Honor?
Believe me, far stranger things have gone on in this courtroom. Clover, you cannot say, are we going to do this or not, when you're the one to derail it. I wasn't this time, though. It was technically Andrew. I'm not complaining. I like derailment. I'm just saying this one wasn't my fault. I just didn't get us back on the track.
Fine, I'll play along.
First, there's one thing we have to have made clear. Could easily make it the last time. How did you know the secret beneath the victim's hat?
By secret, I mean I'm guessing he means the fact that Mr. Smith was bald.
Everyone's arguing in my chat right now.
Forgive my curiosity, but what is it about this fellow's head? Your Honor seems to have an inordinate interest in it.
Objection!
Fucker. I hate his objections. Oh, well, there goes. Yes! I love this music, though.
Why is Phoenix here now?
Cause he's a bitch.
I wouldn't call it inordinate, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Wright? What do you think you're doing, Wright? Wow, things sure look different from the other side. You know what I mean, Apollo? Speaking of looking from the other side, let's consider something for a second. The victim wore that hat all night, never once taking it off except for that one time. That one time being the instant he was hit.
Sorry. Oh! I didn't
Jamming
even...
out.
You'd stopped, and I was like, why did you stop talking? And then I realized it's because he's waiting for me. Bailiff, please tell that girl to stop dancing.
When Mr. Wright returned from reporting the crime, the hat was lying on the floor. Mr. Wright picked it up and placed it on the victim's head. In other words, in order to have seen Mr. Smith's bald head, you would have had to have been there in the hideout, at the time of the crime.
This is no dancing matter.
In other words, I must be the real killer, is what you're trying to say.
Sorry, I have to jam out. That's the second best objection theme in the series.
We are in the middle of a murder trial case. This is no dancing matter. Not bad, Apollo.
Hobo ass bitch, motherfucker. What's the first? It's in this game. You'll hear it. You'll hear it and you'll know it when I start dancing even harder.
I'm afraid that I haven't been entirely honest with the court.
What?
Oh, I assure you I had the noblest of intentions. I did it all to protect my client, Mr. Wright. Yet I'm afraid in the current situation I see little reason to hide anything. Very well. Allow me to tell you the truth of what happened that night.
Finally, you may begin your testimony. Tell us, how were you involved with the events of that fateful night?
The rage I sensed in that man that night troubled me, so I returned to the club. I went down to the basement and peeked through the little window to the hideout. It must have been right after the murder took place. The victim was dead as he appears in the photo. A bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright holding the bottle in his hand. I sensed that was not the best place for me to be at the time, so I left. That's when the call came from Wright.
So you witnessed a murder?
For better or for worse, I missed the actual moment of the deed.
For better or for murder?
For better or for immersed, is what I was trying to say.
For immersed. Mr. Gavin, may I remind you that you are on Mr. Wright's defense team and that this voice fucking hurts my throat. Your testimony is clearly disadvantageous to your client.
What else could I say? I'm standing on the witness stand after all. So you are Mr. Gavin,
Sexy ass fucker.
and you had to testify as you just did. You had to tell them you saw the scene of the crime through that little window.
Y'all could draw me listing over the Gavin brothers and I would have no objections. I'm just saying. 'Cause it's not
Mr. Wright? You had to say that. Because that was the only probable window of opportunity, right, Apollo? Oh,
Mr. Wright, the defense should do the cross-examination, not the defendant. Mr. Justice, are you prepared?
yes, Your Honor. Can't believe I'm going up against Mr. Gavin. This trial is getting weirder and weirder. The rage I sensed in that man that night troubled me, so I returned to the club. That man, you mean Mr. Smith? He was different from the other customers, his aura, shall we say. I knew he was a serious poker player, but this was more than that.
So then you knew the true nature of your client's job.
Of course, but I also knew he wasn't engaged in gambling, which would be illegal. Well, it makes sense that he'd know. They were friends after all. Worried for my friend, I returned to the club. You see, I feared this Mr. Smith might be someone coming to settle an old score.
I see. What happened then?
I went down to the basement and I peeked in through the little window to the hideout.
Hold it!
I'll be right back.
The little window? You mean the one used to keep watch up the stairs? Yes. As a relic of the ancient past, the black marketers used it, I believe. The black marketeers used it, I believe. Why did you go through the trouble of peeking through the window? Wouldn't it have been easier to just open the door and go into the room? I didn't want to upset Wright, you see. Upset Mr. Wright? Yes, what if my fears had been unfounded? I'd be walking in on their match. Bad form, to say the least. So far everything he's saying makes sense.
Sorry, it's Earthquake Eevee Breeder. I'm rubbing sticky shit off of my computer with a sponge. Because it's sticky and gross and I don't want it on my laptop anymore. Keep going. Just ignore me, I'll just mute myself.
Okay. It must have been right after the murder took place. Oh. How do you know it was right after the murder? Really, no need to shout, Justice. I was just getting to that part of my testimony. Ah, there he is. The coolest defense in the West we know and love. Even when you're standing up there on the witness stand, some things never change. I was afraid you'd change too, right? But you haven't. You and that overbearing personality of yours. With friends like these, who needs enemies? The victim was dead as he appears in the photo. By photo, you mean the second photograph of the crime scene? Precisely. You see, he wasn't wearing his hat then. I saw his head when he was dead. And then Mr. Wright came along and replaced his hat.
Can you describe the scene of the crime for us?
A bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright holding the bottle in his hand. Those were only 3 at the scene of the crime. Yes, as far as I saw, at least.
Then we're back to where we started. The killer was the defendant, Phoenix Wright. Who else could it have been? But why didn't you talk to the police?
2 reasons. First, I didn't actually witness the very moment of the crime. Second, my office was asked to defend Wright. Even after seeing what I had seen, I couldn't abandon my friend.
Objection!
There must have been someone else there at the moment of the crime. Justice, I said as I saw... I just said I saw no one, not a soul. But that goes against what Mr. Wright said. Ah yes, this mysterious 4th person. Who would conveniently be the real killer, I suppose. Glad to see we agree, Mr. Gavin. Let me pose a question, then. Tell me, what possible reason did the real killer have to swap the cards in the victim's hand? Perhaps you can show us a reason why such a thing would be necessary. How can I show something I can't find myself? Remember, Apollo, the card that was swapped out was the 5th ace. The 5th ace? Right. Well, Mr. Justice, the question of why the killer would swap out a card has been raised. Can you point to a reason? I'm not going to show that yet. No, not yet, Your Honor.
Not yet? Ha! Pathetic! Not yet, try not ever!
Well, Mr. Gavin. Oh, I'm willing to wait for as long as it takes. Great, I don't even know what the heck I'm looking for. Apollo? Yes, sir? Don't forget, you already know the answer. You just don't realize it yet. I already know the answer? Take a moment to think it over again, okay? I sensed that it was not the best place for me to be at the time, so I left. Wouldn't it have been better to wait for the police to arrive? Remember though, by that time I was already Wright's defense attorney. It wouldn't do for me to become part of the investigation. That makes sense, or does it? I'm confused.
Well, what happened next?
That's when the call came from Wright. Wait, you just contradicted yourself right there.
Hold it!
Where were you when the phone call came? I had already left the Borscht Bowl Club by that time. On the phone, he asked me to defend him. Naturally, I was surprised. I accepted, however. I couldn't abandon him. So kind of you. So far, everything jives with Mr. Wright's testimony, I think. Is it going to be a problem for you to cross-examine your own boss? I'm fine. Who was it that taught me never to pull punches in a cross-examination? It was you, Mr. Gavin. I learned it from watching you.
Hold it!
So now I'll press further on this.
Objection!
It's now or never. The defense would like to present evidence to the court. Evidence showing the reason why a card was swapped out. And go ahead and point out your reason, Mr. Justice. Why did the killer take the fifth ace?
Take that!
My reason is, this. Is that an ace? Why, it's got blood on it. Right next to the spade. What? This is insane. Why wasn't I told about this? Why? Could this be the missing fifth ace? Inconceivable. How could you?
Boo.
What are you doing with that card?
I'm back. Sorry that took so long. There's still residue on my computer, but if I stay away any longer, you're gonna do the whole trial without me.
What's even on there? Like sweat?
No, you know the sticker that says like what your brand of computers and shit?
Oh yeah, that one.
It kept peeling, so I just fucking peeled it off and a bunch of the sticker residue got stuck on it.
Yikes.
So I'm trying to clean that off. I'm also keeping the sticker so that if I need to get the computer fixed, I have the specs and shit.
That's good to have. It's also good to have a picture on your phone and to know how to look up the specs on your
Yes.
like on your
Yes. Sorry, go on.
Well, that's the thing. Why is Mr. Gavin so upset? It's just a fishy card from some fishy girl. Oh, that card? It's mine. That is, I picked it up at the Borscht Bowl Club that night after the murder had occurred. I gave it to my daughter. Cards are her stock in trade after all.
Objection!
No, impossible. Unacceptable. The court can't accept this evidence. It's a fraud. A fraud? How can you be so sure? What? I would think the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. Allow me to elaborate. What if this trace of blood was the real reason? The reason for the killer to take the card from the scene of the crime.
What are you? Where are you going with this?
Take another look at the photo and at the victim's head. At the moment of the crime, his hat fell to the floor, and a trickle of blood ran from his forehead down the back of his head. Couldn't a drop of that blood have fallen on one of the cards? I suppose. The killer then took the card to hide the blood.
Objection!
Regardless, that evidence is non-permissible. Oh? Right, regardless of how you wasted the last 7 years, you used to be a lawyer. You know what a serious crime it is to conceal evidence. Oh, we can discuss the finer points of our legal system later.
Oh, shut up.
What's important now is that I've answered your question.
Fuck me, I hate this man.
What are you talking about? You wanted to know why the killer would have taken a card from the crime scene. And now I've told you. That one drop of blood would have been decisive evidence, you see.
Objection!
This is baseless conjecture. Baseless.
Objection!
Oh, I assure you it's quite based. Phoenix Wright is the most based man on the planet, you
Yeah, everyone loves to make fun of that line.
see. What? It's amazing, really, how a single drop of blood on a single card can lead us to the truth. It's
The
quite
hand is
simple.
back. Yeah.
Well, Apollo? Yes? Try picturing the scene of the crime. In your head. Oh. The murder took place in the hideout. The body of the luckless victim was found at the poker table. And before the killers swapped a card out, there was a single card with a drop of blood on it in the victim's hand. Given this, there is one decisive problem with this scene. Well, what is it? Let's keep it simple, shall we? Given that there was a drop of blood on a card. Whose position in this diagram doesn't fit? The victims, the killers, the witnesses, or the second witnesses? Whose position doesn't fit with the bloody card? Hold on.
I ain't giving you shit.
That's fine.
This
I
is-
just need to blow my nose.
This is the easiest question so far. Also, yes, suddenly 3D. Soon you will understand the fourth. Devin?
Hmm?
Did we lose you? Where are you?
Nope. No, I'm still here. Sorry.
Take that!
Did...
Second witness's position is the problem.
Second witness, that would be Mr. Gavin, yes?
The second witness's position is far less problematic than yours right now, Justice. Or perhaps perilous is a better word. I cannot see.
I cannot believe you, it's the easiest... Check the evidence before you try again, sweetie.
Okay.
How would blood get on the cards on the table?
Does it trickle down the back of his head? But it doesn't. But it doesn't make sense.
There you go.
Yeah, I wasn't sure where he was going with it.
Take that!
Well, isn't it the victim's position that's the problem? I don't follow your
don't
logic.
follow your logic here, Mr. Justice.
Well, look, the victim was struck in the head, sending him back in his chair. You'd think any blood would fall behind the body, not onto the table in front of him.
Ah! Ah!
Take a look at the photo again. If he bled in this position, the blood would fall on the floor, not on the cards.
That's right. So what does this mean?
Incidentally, we were sitting in swivel chairs.
We are currently sitting in swivel chairs.
We're currently sitting in swivel chairs, and I'm gonna spin right now. Whee! Apollo, try turning the chair around. Does it let me grab it, or?
Press space.
Oh.
Set at the bottom to press the space key. I don't have a spinny chair. I want to get a spinny chair. My current chair is an armchair and it wasn't built for this. The chair was facing the other way.
I personally like non-spinny chairs because I find spinny chairs very distracting.
I'm the opposite. I find that non-spinny chairs are very, limiting, and I get to focus more when I can move around more. It's actually worrying how little Devin reads. That is true. You need to read the whole screen. The screen's set at the bottom to press space to point something out.
Yeah, but that's pointing something out, not to move it around.
But pointing something out is the same thing. When you point something out in the
No, I thought you were supposed to move it around with some other key and then point it out by.
No, but remember,
point it out once you already rotate it.
No, because remember, in every other case where they have that, you press space and it does the thing, like in Rise from the Ashes with the knife key.
I'm not gonna remember the specific controls of that. It's been a year.
It's fair. That's fair enough. I can't get mad at you for that one. Remember that the game is basically made for the DS. Yeah, it's essentially just trying to duplicate a touch screen.
Yeah, so I thought I would click on the chair to rotate it.
You could also do that. Unless you were clicking and it didn't let you.
I was clicking and it didn't let me.
Well, then, yeah, you were supposed to hit space. Whatever. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
We're getting butthurt over stupid things. It's fine.
So we have to assume at the time of the murder, the victim's chair was facing away from the table.
When Mr. Wright returned from informing the police, which way was the chair facing?
When I came back to the room, the body was facing as seen in this photo. That would mean the killer turned the chair back around. Let's take the next step. Look at the diagram once more.
Maybe the better word to use would have been interact. Yeah, I agree. It would have been better.
Oh yeah, for sure. We know that now that the victim was facing away from the table at the time of the murder. But this creates another significant contradiction.
Again?
Let's test your reasoning skills again, shall we? Apollo, whose location do you think the diagram contradicts in our new understanding of the crime scene? Victims, the killers, the witnesses, second witnesses? Whose location has a contradiction if the victim was facing away?
Take that!
Yeah. Now you're
The
thinking
victim was
like an
struck from the
Apollo.
front. The victim was struck from the front, correct? Indeed. Well, wouldn't it be hard for the killer to hit him from the front? Wait, did it say...
Blow to the forehead.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense, because you wouldn't swing it, around and have it, whip back towards you.
It would be hard to baseball bat someone with a bottle of wine. I do wonder how theoretically you could smack someone in the forehead from behind. I know there's probably a way to do it. I really just want a reasoning game just to randomly say, let's see how well developed your brain is.
Passive aggressive piece of shit. 1 second, my parents are getting takoyaki.
Oh, you're not cooking?
No, it's for a snack.
Ah. I'd probably say I'm not a real detective, you know? I wouldn't. I'm too stubborn.
Well, wouldn't it be hard for the killer to hit him from the front? Sitting where his indicator currently is? I would think it'd be quite hard, yes.
Yes, but what you're saying makes no sense. Why would the victim suddenly turn to face the wall in the middle of a game?
I believe a sufficient reason will soon come to light.
What?
There's something in this diagram that makes far less sense, actually. Look again at the diagram. Apollo, if the victim was struck while he was sitting as shown here, where would his assailant be standing? Try marking it on the diagram. What? But there's no room to put a mark where the killer should be. Don't worry, let's think it through and see what we find. We know the victim was facing toward the wall at the time of the crime. That's the only thing we know for sure.
Sorry, Nye in the chat said I'm not a detective. That's Gumshoe's job. On a second thought, I'm a detective now. Detective Gumshoe's brain is technically fully developed. The keyword there being technically.
Ah, yes, technically correct. The best kind of correct.
We all love him. He's our pal.
That's true, the only thing we know for sure. Try to forget about everything else. Where would the killer have to be standing to strike our victim from the front?
His brain fully developed at 10.
Killer had to be standing, well, here.
You get points for flair, but that's about all you get.
I thought I was onto something there with the Narnia lion.
I hardly need to point out that standing there would be impossible. The victim is facing a solid cupboard. Or are you claiming the killer climbed the cupboard and hit him from above, like Spider-Man? Huh!
It's simple logic, really. If this was the only place the killer could have been standing, that means that at the very moment of the crime... Wait, I know. At the moment of the crime, the cupboard wasn't there.
What's this now?
I mean, that's the only explanation, right, Mr. Gavin? Your Honor, I have a suggestion for the defense. We should arrange to examine the cupboard in the hideout immediately.
Bailiffs, send a team to the crime scene immediately. Have them try to remove the cupboard. My God, that...
Your Honor,
What?
there's one more thing your men should look for. Please, give this to the bailiff.
Yes, I see. You do belong in the courtroom after all, Mr. Wright. That's bullshit! 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 Sorry.
No, continue.
No! If I keep going, we're never gonna finish this case.
I do my best. But let's forge ahead here while we wait.
10 minutes later!
Look at the diagram once again, it's been changed. If the killer was standing here at the time of the crime, then this cupboard wasn't here. Which means, Apollo, try moving the cupboard. Thank you.
What even is the BS song from? I made it up. I do
As
know
you
a
can see, the cupboard was the problem. At the time of the murder, it has to have been shown here.
Oh my god, you know what I should do? There's a song I know called Galactic Mermaid, and the literal first lyric of it is fucking bullshit. I should clip the fucking bullshit line and make it a sound effect on my soundboard. So that it just goes, fucking bullshit, whenever I think something is bullshit.
Now everything's in place to reconstruct the moment of the crime. Oh my, what's this?
What is it now?
Look at the diagram of the crime scene once more. It appears we found yet another contradiction. What I believe to be the final contradiction, in fact. Huh? Oh, dang. Notice something, Apollo? Our line of deduction is rapidly approaching its logical conclusion.
Fuck, I hate you. Now then, Mr. Justice, please point to the new contradicting indicator. I sure hope it is. Me too! Is it the victim, the killer, the witness, the second witness? Because this voice is killing my throat. Which indicator in this diagram contradicts what we know about the crime?
Like the killer moving, obviously. But I was looking for which button do I use to save? Or does that not work on this screen?
On this screen it doesn't work.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I go back through here?
What is everyone looking at right now? Everyone in the chat is screaming at you. I want you to go back to the thing, and I want you to draw me an arrow where everyone in this diagram would be looking.
At the killer.
No, everybody.
This guy.
Okay.
Like, sorry, what do you mean by like?
I want
what do you
you
mean
to-
by everybody? Like everybody in the scene is currently.
If everyone is looking at the killer, or the killer is looking at the victim, I want you to draw a line from that person to the killer, or the killer to the victim.
Oh, because like the cupboard
There you-
probably has like
yeah.
a false. Yeah.
There you go. I just didn't want you to lose a thing for a stupid reason, because I knew you would probably knew that wasn't the right answer, and I didn't want you to lose a thing. It is, I'll admit, it is a little weird. The 3D animation does show the window getting closed, but it's very short, and so I don't blame that one on you. But yeah, there is a certain person that no longer can see anything from their vantage point.
Right, because the cupboard's too tall.
Yeah, and it covers the window.
Take that!
No! I'm sorry. You should have been pointing at the indicator. Like the witness, the victim, the killer, or whatever.
Hold on, which is the button that lets me save them?
G.
Gee, why'd they change that?
Don't ask me, I didn't make the game.
Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can.
Key config.
Yeah.
Yeah. There it is. Options
Why did
is
it-
G. You can change that to probably escape.
Oh.
Oh, you can't change it to escape because escape is exit. Crying a lot in frustration. Shut up, 34. It's fine. Patience, Iago, patience. Y'all are so
Can I change it
mean.
to? Can I change it to tab then?
Probably.
Formatted this super weird.
Nope, apparently not. Guys, you're being so mean to Devin. Leave him alone. Like, that one is not really his fault. I explained that weirdly, and so it came out wrong. That one was on me. I will not deny. I just wanted him to not lose a health on pointing out the killer, because it wasn't the killer. And then I didn't remind him that he had to point out an indicator. I'm gonna have to leave soon, and just FYI.
It's like,
okay.
Yeah, it's like I wasn't entirely sure what you meant. Where is everyone looking at?
Yeah. The game basically asks for who is a contradiction. Yeah, but what caused the contradiction also could have been a thing. Dev, I don't think you can.
I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it as G.
Shut up, Bone. Oh, Andrew's live. Nice.
Yeah, they said point to the contradicting indicator. So that is on both of us, I think.
Yeah.
Because I selected the table.
It's not a table, but yes.
Sorry, the
cupboard.
The cupboard.
You are so tired.
With the cords of steel. About this cupboard, are we okay with assuming it was moved? Sure, why not? Well, if it was, something really doesn't fit. The cupboard would completely cover up the window to the stairs.
Ah! Ah! It's not picking up my sound!
That's right, someone standing outside wouldn't be able to see in. Someone like Mr. Gavin. What did you say? Oh, is this the coolest defense in the West, losing his cool? Don't expect me to play along with your little game, right? It's only a game until someone gets killed, Mr. Gavin. And someone was, while the window to that room was blocked by a cupboard. So, Mr. Gavin, perhaps you'd like to explain to the court. Exactly where did you witness the crime scene from?
Excuse me, Your Honor. Order! This is a court of law and I will have order. We just now received word from our investigation team at the Borscht Bull Club.
At the Borscht Club?
They examined the cupboard in the hideout, Your Honor. Oh? And what did they find? Well, Your Honor, it turns out there's a secret passage behind it. And that's the thing that 34 spoiled earlier. What?
Yes, I believe I mentioned something of the sort before. This is one of the tricks to the room that many of our regulars know about. I do remember him saying something about that now that he mentions it. A secret passage is a handy thing to have when you're engaged in illegal goings-ons.
Goings-on, but whatever. Not important.
Never when you might need to duck away from the eyes of the law.
Okay, that one you just straight up missed a word.
So, the room has a secret passage. Where does it go? The other side connects to the restaurant above. The underworld bosses could get away from the cops and enjoy a cold bowl of borscht, no doubt. Just like our killer.
Except the death happened after he had borscht, you fuck.
I would like to present the borscht. You see where our line of simple deductive reasoning has led us, Apollo? I see it, but I don't believe it. That girl wasn't kidding when she said I needed this trump card. For the last hand.
This line in particular, is what sparked the muse for my 3,000 word fanfic chapter.
At the time of the murder, the window was blocked and the victim's hat was only off his head for a few minutes between Mr. Smith's murder and Mr. Wright's return from calling the cops. In other words, the only place anyone could have seen the victim's bald head was from inside the hideout. Well, Mr. Gavin, come on, say something.
Shut up, Fawn. Dare I ask what really happened that night?
Actually, I think we can probably figure it out ourselves at this point. That night, for whatever reason, our killer had a date with Mr. Smith. A date with destiny. There he crouched hidden in the secret passageway behind the cupboard, holding his breath waiting for just the right moment. Then the chance came and he took it. What? Why did you do that? Wait here, I'll get help. Miss Olga Orley was out cold, struck by Mr. Smith. But his time was soon to come. Mr. Wright went upstairs to call the cops, leaving Mr. Shady Smith alone in the hideout with the unconscious dealer. Then our killer stepped out from the secret passage into the hideout. The victim must have heard the cupboard sliding aside. He wheeled his chair around to look, and after the deed was done, the criminal must have seen blood on the card. He would have, of course, realized the need to destroy the evidence. That single spot of blood told the whole story of the crime.
There we go, fixed it.
Too bad for him he didn't linger any longer in the hideout that night. If he had, he might have noticed the cards on the floor, and the fact that they were all red.
He's such an attractive motherfucker. I'm trying not to be attracted to this man while we're accusing him of murder. Well, it seems this trial has taken yet another turn. I'm truly, truly sorry that you had to see this day come, Mr. Gavin.
Mr. Gavin?
Mr. Payne! You gravitate to the murderers, we know.
Yeah! Yes, Your Honor.
You don't need to attack my whole life like that, Nye. The prosecution will continue its investigation. As for Mr. Phoenix Wright, the defendant is hereby cleared of all suspicion.
Ah!
Believe me when I say that I don't believe this is happening, Mr. Gavin. But I'm afraid circumstances call me to issue a warrant for your arrest immediately.
Objection!
Oh, no need to apologize. I rather enjoyed myself. It's not every day I get to witness a legendary attorney's dirty tactics firsthand. Your point, Mr. Gavin? Frankly, Your Honor, I'm shocked that a person of your caliber would be taken in by such low-grade parlor trick.
Excuse me?
The defendant is cleared of all suspicion. This is hardly the time for jokes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright hasn't proven anyone's guilt or innocence here. What he has done is use illegal evidence to put the blame on someone else. And not just anyone else, but me, his own defense attorney.
Illegal evidence?
Objection!
Let me ask you, Mr. Gavin, is there still any reason at present to suspect me of wrongdoing? Of course. This bottle, for instance. The bottle of grape juice Mr. Wright was drinking. How do you intend to explain away the fingerprints on the murder weapon?
Oh, this part.
Not just any fingerprints. Am I right, Mr. Payne?
Actually, yes. The fingerprints on the bottle were upside down.
Oh, I fucking hate this part so much.
I seem to recall this being an issue earlier. The court in this case demanded an explanation. I can think of only one reason why one would hold a bottle upside down, and that's to hit someone with the bottom of the bottle. Well, Your Honor? Ah, see how the caught fish squirms to the last. Well, Apollo? Yes? Your boss seems awfully concerned about this bottle still, but I'm sure you can come up with a suitable explanation, just like that.
Can I just, before you continue, can I just say, I tested this part myself after I played this, and this part is complete bullshit for the same reasons that Sayaka's case is complete bullshit. That's all.
I suppose I'll see when I have to present evidence.
Oh yeah, you'll see. You'll know it when it happens. You're gonna get it wrong, by the way. That's not me being mean to you. That's because the evidence here is stupid. That's because the evidence you have to present here is kind of dumb. Oh, you had to bring that up? Listen, I don't like the contrivances here. It's the same contrivance in that case, and I have to bring it up because it's the only part of this that I 100% disagree with as evidence. It's circumstantial at best.
Yeah, just like what? Why would anyone grab a bottle upside down other than to... Don't let him trick you into thinking his explanation is the only legitimate one.
Don't let Phoenix do the same thing.
Is there really another? Take another look at the court record. I believe you'll find a very simple answer there in plain sight. How about you just say the answer in plain words?
Good fucking point.
I'm only saving because I'm on my last hit point.
I'm gonna murder Phoenix right tonight. I'm gonna murder him in his sleep. And it's only because of this bullshit that thing needs to be. It would be hasty to deliver a verdict with unanswered questions indeed. Well, Mr. Justice.
Mr. Gavin said that the court and this case demand an explanation. Don't worry, justice won't leave until justice is done.
Perhaps the defense would care to enlighten the court. What evidence do you have to explain why the fingerprints on the bottle are upside down?
Because if he was gonna grab one from the box here, he'd have to reach in that way to grab it.
Yep.
Otherwise, he'd hit his elbow on that.
Yep. Yep.
Take that!
It's actually easier to show you than to explain, Your Honor. Place that bottle on the floor next to your chair.
Yep. Excuse me, on the floor? Sorry if I sound constipated. My voice actors had enough of Phoenix's bullshit.
Yes, now reach down and pick it up, without getting out of your chair. See? You naturally go to pick up the bottle by its neck, with your fingers upside down.
Not necessarily. And also, this is the #1 theme. Never mind, I'm not gonna continue my point, I'm just gonna jam out.
Alright, I'm gonna save while I do that.
You're good, I don't think there's another point you have to worry about.
Okay. Look at the photograph taken on the night of the murder. The defendant, Mr. Wright, sat here, playing piano, bottles of grape juice on the floor to the side of his piano bench. He would have naturally picked up the bottles upside down several times.
Wow, I can't believe it was that simple!
Recall our dinner that evening, Kristoff. I was drinking my usual juice then, too. Basically, you used the bottle on the table to do the deed. But then you must have remembered. So you went and picked up one of the bottles from under the piano. And you switched the bottles. You took one of Mr. Wright's bottles and made it look like the murder weapon.
Order, order, order! What do you have to say to these charges, Mr. Gavin? I can hear the music now.
Fascinating. So this is the legendary attorney's famed tactic of misdirection. What? You claim that I switched the bottle. Where's your proof? Proof? Well, that's, as I thought, more baseless conjecture. I'm afraid your bottle of proof is quite empty.
I love him.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
I hate him.
Your Honor, when you initiated the investigation of the hideout earlier, do you recall I requested an additional investigation?
Yes. Have your memo about that here. Retrieve the bottles from under the piano at the Bush Bowl Club. And here's one of the bottles in question.
What? Are you going to dust that for fingerprints too? I would be surprised if any were on that but his.
Yeah.
Mr. Gavin probably wouldn't make such a novice mistake, true. That bottle won't bear a trace of anything. Say, Apollo. Yes? Why don't you go ahead and examine that bottle? But why? Just humor me. Mr. Wright, that bottle will solve this case once and for all. What?
Oh shit, my water bottle.
That's some bottle. There's something inside this bottle. What's this? That card. It can't be. Recall that unpleasant woman's testimony for a moment.
Dahlia is not here right now. Oh, you meant the blonde one. Okay. She's not unpleasant. She's gorgeous, and I'm going to ask her out after this.
Miss Olga Orly? Yes, our little swindling Devochka.
I love her.
That night I planted the card like I was supposed to.
Wright lost the last hand like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. But the planet card was gone. The trap failed. She's
Wait,
bad.
this isn't...
Oh, Ruli.
You telling me that this is the planet card you disposed of? The one you mentioned in that piece of testimony. I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card. Yes, I snuck a peek at it and found it was the Five of Hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card.
Disposed where?
There was an empty bottle of grape juice I'd been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle. The Five of Hearts. This is the card. The bottles were swapped, and the only one who could have done that was the fourth person in the club that night. You, Mr. Christoph Gavin.
I still think that bottle thing is contrived. Because I tested the bottle thing, because I have my bottles of syrup. Sorry to bring that back. I've done that. I tested it. And no, it's actually easier to grab it with your hands right side up. I tested it in a lot of ways. The only way that it's not easy is if it's behind you. And like, why would it be behind you if you're drinking it? You know? That's my problem. And it's not really behind him. Here's the thing. The two behind him, sure, but there are also two in the box that are next to him. And there's no proof which ones are empty and which ones are full. So for all we know, we're grabbing the one in the box, and then he would grab it right side up. The only way that
Yeah, I would also assume that the ones that are in the box are full.
Yeah. The only way that we can assume that the grabbing upside down thing works is if they're the ones behind him, and there's no way to prove that one way or another. That's why I think this is contrived. I tested it. It's the same thing with the Leon thing. You know how, like, she writes it upside down, and so they think it's a bunch of numbers and shit because they're dumbasses? Mm-hmm. Like, I tested that too, and no, it's super easy to write that right side up. I've tested that. It's, like, it's dumb and contrived and doesn't make sense. I mean, naturally, I'd have my hand upside down when grabbing the bottle from below me. At best, I would have my hands like a claw machine. I've never grabbed a bottle upside down before in my life. I mean, if I have, I don't remember doing it. I'm just saying, it's a huge... That sounds like a you thing? I don't know. It doesn't seem natural to me. Feels unnatural to try and have my hand right side up. It sounds like, it does sound uncomfortable grabbing a bottle that way. I mean, you have to twist it in your hand anyways. Why not grab it normally? I don't know. Maybe I'm the crazy one, but that does still seem contrived.
Yeah, I can see depending on where it's placed that you might want to consider which one you're doing, but like in this specific scenario, it's like you could really do either.
Also, seriously, he's right next to it. Lean over, you dumb fuck. How inconvenient.
Yeah, his chair doesn't have arms either. That's
like,
the thing.
Lean over, you fuck. How lazy are you that you have to grab it upside down? Lean over, you're only in your 30s. I'm making fun of Phoenix because I hate to love to hate him. Or I love to hate to love him. Both, really.
That is all.
I love that I hate... If you're trying to not twist your hand, then plan things out better, but it's not a natural feeling at all. He doesn't have back problems until later. Yeah, he's only 30. He shouldn't have back problems. Sorry.
Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright?
Suddenly ASMR. Revenge?
Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago. My past is like my logic, straight and true. Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction.
Bullshit.
Fine. I'm glad we could have this little ta-de-ta, right?
This is insane! What about me? Don't I get to prosecute anyone?
I believe this time we have finally come to the end of our trial. Mr. Payne, do you have anything to report for us on Christoph Gavin?
He's admitted everything. We're processing his arrest now.
I see. Still, one has to wonder why he would do such a thing. Didn't have a connection to the victim, did he?
None that we know of.
That's right. Do you have anything to add?
I'm afraid I can't shed any more light on the matter.
About this victim, Mr. Shady Smith. His occupation was listed as Octopath Traveler. An odd profession to be sure, and that's all we know about him. I just closed every single window on my fucking laptop. Give me a second. I just broke the whole stream.
I'll arrange an investigated follow-up, Your Honor.
Okay, just making sure that the stream's back up before I
fixed it. Yeah, we're good.
Good. Mr. Wright,
Yes?
7 years and you still haven't lost your touch.
Christoph Gavin was a man with much significance for me, both as a friend and as a lawyer.
He was extremely talented, to be sure.
I needed two things before I could confront him. The first was a place where no injustice would be tolerated, this courtroom. The second was the man who would tolerate no injustice. In other words, a defense attorney. You, Apollo. Me?
We're getting there.
This is a dark time for our legal system, a twisting of justice brought on by our very own initial trial system. We have to set it right.
No,
Mr. Wright.
I'm not snoring, James. I'm mooing.
Our work lies ahead of us, and I, for one, am looking forward to it.
Well, this seems like a good time to announce a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Phoenix, right?
I bet you could write a better Apollo game blower. No. I love this writing. This writing is fantastic. That's not why I'm mooing. I'm mooing for a different reason. I love this game. I just... You'll see.
Court is adjourned.
Sequel then? Oh, absolutely I could write a better sequel. I could write a better Dual Destinies in my sleep. Gotta go. Congrats on finally reaching the end. Thanks, James.
Thanks, Apollo. You came through just like I thought you would. I'm pretty sure I didn't do a thing in there. It was you who cornered Mr. Mr. Gav, the killer.
Bless you. Mr.
I couldn't have done it better myself. You sensed it too today, didn't you? Your ability? Ability? Yes, a sensitivity I lack. You'll come to understand it soon enough.
Mr. Ah! Wonder if he means, yeah, that perception thing.
I have one question for the witness then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true?
Of course it's true.
What's this weird vibe I'm getting? What was that, Mr. Wright? You'll have to find the answer to that question yourself. You'll have to find the answer to that question yourself. The answer, right. Today was full of questions without answers. Most of them about Mr. Gavin. What possible reason could he have to commit the murder? Perhaps you'll learn that in the days to come. Huh? Wait, you don't know, do you? This locket is the key. Huh? Oh, that reminds me. I met the girl whose picture is in your pocket.
Lock it.
Technically, both are true.
No, because that thing ain't in his pocket. It's on his neck.
Ah. Your daughter, right? That's right, she's my daughter. You know, you were right about this locket. Huh? I took this off his neck the night he died. But it looks like our dear Russian scam artist saw me. So the truth is, this locket really did belong to him. Wait, but that's perjury. You testified. You said that locket was yours. I said no such thing, actually. Huh? I merely said that it was a locket with my daughter's picture inside. A subtle distinction, but a distinction nonetheless.
Bitch.
And it's the truth.
Bitch.
Wait, but then why? Why was the victim wearing a locket with a picture of your daughter inside it? Sometimes the straightest path to the truth isn't the best one. Give it time. You're still just getting started with your career. Speaking of which, I may be out of a job. I work for Speaking of which, I may be out of a job. I work for Gavin Law Offices after all. I still can't believe I just saw Mr. Gavin get led away in handcuffs. Apollo. Yes? How about coming to work for me?
Fuck you.
Huh?
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck
You
you.
mean
Sorry.
at the Wright & Co. law offices?
Fuck you. Sorry. I just... That is the moment I hate so much. That is the moment.
This is the moment.
Like, I fucking, like... Like, you're such a fucking asshole for that. Like, you don't have a job. Come work for me. But you act like you don't. I do... Here's the thing. I love
She loves this game because she feels very strongly about it.
I do love this game and I love this case. But I don't like it when you add the context of the 5th and 6th game. On its own, this game is marvelous. I love how much of a shithead Phoenix is. But you have to remember that those 2 games are canon, and it taints how great Phoenix's assholeitude is here because they send him back to being a naive moron. And so all of his fantastic shitheadness here feels like it's out of character. And it just, like, I don't know. When I say fuck you there, I say it out of love because you're supposed to feel like he's being a bit of a bitch. You're supposed to feel like he has Apollo on a leash. You're supposed to feel like he's pulling the strings. He's a puppet master in this game. And I like that. I guess you could say that over time he just got more jaded. Exactly. But then in the 5th and 6th game, he just acts like he does in the 1st game. A naive, stupid idiot who bluffs and constantly needs other people to get him out of jams. It's like, I don't like that. I like him in this one where he almost feels omnipotent and smart about everything. And that's why I'm able to say fuck you so powerfully there. Because he knew that Apollo would be out of the job, and he knew that Apollo might want to work for him. Like, that's why I say it. Because you know he thought that from the beginning. Like, that's what I mean when I say fuck you. I'm saying it angrily because I know from the beginning that was Phoenix's plan. Like, he knew that he had to be the backup plan for Apollo. Anyways, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to rage like that.
I mean, there's not a single attorney in my generation that doesn't know it. I can't imagine that to be true, but...
Yep.
Wait, didn't you... You're not a... Oh, I turned in my badge, yeah. I'm not an attorney anymore. That incident 7 years ago. That legendary trial. And at the middle of it all was one man, Phoenix Wright.
Violence is all right. We care for you. Thank you. Violence is okay. Especially against this bastard hobo man.
One of my friends once, I don't know where she wrote it, but she wrote, "Murder is usually a no-no." And then April then took that logic and was like, so then what you're saying is that murder is okay sometimes.
Yep.
And then April changed that person's status in our group chat, or changed that person's nickname in our group chat to "Murder is okay sometimes."
Same. Oh, April. I love April.
Cases. Yep.
Sorry, continue.
The case has reached its sad conclusion, and he left law for good.
It's not like he had much of a choice. He got disbarred. There's a difference.
Have you ever thought about coming back to the courts? I'm not qualified to stand in a court of law, I'm afraid. Didn't you notice in today's trial? There was a single piece of forged evidence. Forged evidence? What are you talking about? I'm talking about evidence that shouldn't have existed, and not a magician's trick.
Further proof that the 5th and 6th game ruined his character.
One piece of evidence struck me as odd, it's true. It just seemed, well, too perfect. I'll bet this was forged evidence.
Yeah. You don't have to check it, you just have to present it.
Okay.
Take that!
This game's gonna give me trauma from that.
Don't worry.
You mean this, don't you? I got it from your daughter, Mr. Wright. Yes, that card couldn't have been found at the crime scene. Why? Because the killer took it with him when he left. Leaving the wrong card in its place, luckily for us. Court can't accept this evidence. It's a fraud. fraud. How can you be so sure? I would think the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. A real killer. My verdict was already handed down 7 years ago. Then you really... Yes, I forged this card.
I love the writing here. He just straight up admits, like, I can't be a lawyer anymore because now I'm actively using forged evidence. So good.
One look at the crime scene should have told you it wasn't real. But you can't do something like that and call yourself an attorney. Who's calling themselves an attorney, Apollo? So it's true. The rumor is true. 7 years ago. None of that matters much now, does it?
So valid, though.
I punched him. It's your story from here on out, Apollo. Perhaps I can help you turn the next page. My office's address. Drop in if you like. Mr. Wright. Oh, about your uppercut. Try yelling "take that" next time. I find it packs a little more punch.
Such
And
an
Apollo,
ass.
thanks for today. I had a good time.
Such an asshole. Like, that's what I mean. I love Hobo Phoenix's writing. He's such a little bitch the whole game. He straight up tells
What's that?
Apollo, like, yeah, you got your boss arrested by using forgery. And yeah, he's the actual killer, but... And I'm like, God, that's so good, though. The only way to beat a cheater is to cheat harder. I love that. And then they revert him back to, I'm too good. I do everything nice. Fuck you. Like, I love Hobo Phoenix, and I hate Reignited Phoenix. That's the main point I'm trying to make here.
And with that, Mr. Wright walked out the door. And that's how my first trial ended. A lot of mysteries went unsolved. And at the time, I had no idea they were all related. Every mystery that day, connected by a single thread of logic. I'd find out soon enough. My name is Apollo Justice, attorney at law, and this is how my story begins.
End. And that's the end of Turnabout Trump.
Hey!
Oh,
We
God.
did it!
It only took, about half an hour too long, because I started talking about drink syrups. Alright, let me find a good cutoff point for this fic, and then we can read this shit.
Okay. Return to the games menu. And we'll just let that play while we...
Na, 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 we should move into the lounge right now so that we can get other people into this thing.
I'm thinking maybe we'll do that after you find your cutoff point, just so that, like, we have less distractions, like immediate distractions.
Yeah. Aww. It's just 34 isn't gonna be there. Someone at Phoenix. He is my favorite Kristoff voice ever.
All good, 34. We'll
I also
we'll catch you around next stream,
I
probably.
also totally read that as sorry for bawling.
34 was balling this whole time.
He could never be ballin'.
Why not?
He's not cool enough. He's a geek like us. None of us could be ballin'.
Farmer's breakfast.
Sorry, I'm trying to get the background set up.
Okay.
So that I can do this. There. Alright, yeah, let me find that.
But also, I thought that you were gonna be Kristoff and I was gonna be Dahlia.
I was super joking about that.
Okay. Okay, fine.
I refuse to let you ruin Dahlia. Also, I can't do a German accent, so I can't do Christoph justice.
Yeah, my German accent is typically more high-pitched as well. So for this trial, it was a little bit different, saying as most of the important evidence was pictures, rather than specific items or documents with text in them.
Yeah, I get you.
So it's there were a bunch of pictures that had multiple points of interest in them. So at times, a lot of the time when I was just looking through the evidence and trying to figure out what I needed, it was going through the pictures to see what have I not noticed in these pictures up to this point.
Alright, I guess that's a good enough cutoff for me. I was hoping I could get the whole chapter done, but it's entirely possible I'm gonna write another 1,000 words, so... So, yeah. Alright. And we're good. Alright, loud.
Yeah, and even if this cutoff point doesn't make it into the final version of this chapter, it's
probably better
it's suitable for the stream.
Yeah. Alright, anyone who wants to voice, go in lounge. Totally cut off the music there. Oh, I lost Devin completely. Someone there he is. I want to at Phoenix. I want to see if he's here to do this. Because we can do it together. It's just that, it's better with
We wanted to get more of the community.
Yeah, it's better with more people. Let me send into stuff for VC.
Staffervisse. There is no way in hell you're gonna get Nye to agree.
I don't know. I could imagine him doing a pretty convincing Dahlia.
I want to hear his Dahlia. I would pay a lot of money for that, but there's no way in hell we're gonna convince him to do that. Unfortunately, there's no way we could Team Rocket our way into that.
And I just pops up on the stream and she's like, "How much money?"
I have $2,400 for you, Nye. I'm not giving you all of it, but I could give you some. Let's see what Phoenix has to say. If Phoenix has nothing to say, then we'll just do it on our own. Like, if Fiends don't want to do it. Would it be weird if Fiend did Fiend? Anything you say can and will be used again. Don't threaten him with the Miranda rights. God, my throat hurts after doing the judge for so long.
Yeah, get some water.
Aight, whatevs. My Kristoff isn't all that. Bullshit. I love his Kristoff. It's my favorite voice he does. Alright, I'm gonna put on some background music because I just realized how goddamn quiet it is.
Yeah, we had the game audio going for a while.
What's a good Ace Attorney song to put in the background of this?
I don't know, but whatever it is, make sure to share.
What?
Sorry.
There was like a huge static thing as soon as you started talking.
You joined in the
Sorry.
chat and all of a sudden fucking white noise just was like, "Hi, bitch."
Sorry.
It's fine.
Do we want to get a Fujitech thing for Phoenix as well?
Yes, but he has to set it up, so. Oh my gosh, it's so hot.
Get a what?
The PNG tuber that Dev has, that's the site is called Fujitech.
Mm.
Oh my gosh, it's so hot.
Yeah, if you log in here, then Clover can potentially put your thing on stream.
Yes, I will, yes.
I forget, has Clover made you a Case-to-K thing?
A long time ago. I don't think I still have that code.
Do you still have a Phoenix?
I probably don't.
Do you want to just show up as Shinji?
Oh god.
I mean,
Shinji's voice is basically what I imagine Pain to sound like. I could just do that. Find Shinji's sprite. Shinji.
Actually.
Paradise Killer.
Yo, do you still have the code for mine?
Yeah.
Are you able to put me in Hobo Phoenix's hat?
Not, kinda.
Okay, I should have the image still somewhere. Hold on. I can probably just put it on with GIMP.
Well, I mean, I can do it. It just won't look pretty.
hello.
Hello. What are you helloing?
Is it on there?
Oh, no, you need to send me the link, and then I can put it in as a browser extension. Oh god, but I'll be right back.
I have my idle spray, but I don't have the
I need
Hello.
I need the Fujitech link from ya fiends.
My Fujitech link?
Yeah. So if you click on the reactive Fujitech thing that Dev sent in Gen Chat,
I did.
on there, you logged into with Discord, yeah?
Yeah.
Then let's see. There it is, gay furry creator.
I would have gone with gay furinator, but that's fine.
I mean, he's
It's an inside joke.
he's very much
I know.
trying to turn me into a gay furry. I'm already technically gay, so
Technically gay, the best kind of gay.
the best kind of gay. Oh my. Can I edit yours? No, I can't really edit yours myself. That's fine. You can just hang out in the background. That is a very Shinji thing to do. Already. The thing is in stuff for VC, so yeah. I mean, I can be.
I noticed.
No, I know. I'm making sure everyone has it. So,
Hold on, I'm still fixing the hat.
Oh my god. Really? This is not important, Devin.
Yes, it is. It's very important.
So not.
It is of utmost importance.
Devin, this stream's gonna go on for another hour.
And that's okay.
It's so not. I have to go and get toilet paper.
And I have to take a shower.
Dev, we don't have time for you to Photoshop a hat. Oh my god, Devin.
It's okay. The photoshopping is already done. I just have to put it in Fujitech.
Okay. Jesus. It's just as well. I can't actually do it myself with your character because your hair gets in the way. Alright, well, if you're gonna get so distracted doing that, I'm gonna get a good Ace Attorney song. Witness song, Ace Attorney, 2001. That is the wrong one. Is it this one? No. This one? That's the one I want, but I want more than a 1 minute version of it.
I named these incorrectly.
Super incorrectly. What the fuck?
fine.
That's a weird edit. Someone took the president from Ace Attorney Investigations 2 and edited it so that it looked like Swole Phoenix. Hate that. There we go. Half an hour version of that theme. That's better. I will...
Can you make sure to stream your window to me
Oh
as
my
well,
god,
'cause
you're
I can't-
so cute. Why are you not using... You have your own computer. You can...
So that the music synced it.
Actually, I found a better picture.
You can edit on your Fujitech. You look so fucking adorable in that hat. The music is not gonna matter, by the way. It's just for the stream. I just have it in the background.
Okay. Send me the link to the song that you're listening to.
It's just the 2001 trial music. I'll put it in the stuff for VC. It's just the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I don't know.
Actually, you know what? I'm good like this.
Okay. So, whoever wanna be Apollo can start. And I can narrate it, because I wrote it. Oh,
Sure.
that's gonna be so humiliating. Oh, why did I agree to do this? Alright, let's go.
You suggested it. You
Fuck.
didn't agree to do this.
Shut up.
This was your idea.
Shh. Shh.
We are now about to humiliate Clover live on stream for her writing.
It's fine. Let's not throw blame. Let's just do this.
All right,
Well,
let's
I
put
am
this on
throwing
the
all the blame.
Oh god. Okay, whenever you're ready, Apollo.
Yeah, I'm just putting.
If you're
closing some
editing your
tabs.
sprite more, I'm ending the stream right now.
I'm closing tabs. Chill. I had Dahlia quotes popped up, but it was
Why?
anyway. Panicked, palms sweaty. I can admit it. I'm nervous.
Apollo continued to clench his fist and flex his hands, trying to prevent himself from running out the door through the city, past its borders into the countryside. It being his first case would have been one thing, it being this dire, and for him of all people, it left him a bit unprepared mentally.
Is this Kristoff or Phoenix?
Kristoff. Yes, Kristoff.
Oh,
Sorry.
good morning.
A jovial, familiar voice sounded from behind him, causing him to jump what felt like 4 feet in the air.
Good morning, sir. He repeated.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
He repeated, saluting his mentor, a gesture that made him feel rather silly quick. Rather quick.
You look tense, Justice.
Kristoff observed, arms crossed calmly across his chest, as always.
Wound up tight.
Wound up, sir? No, I'm loose. I'm fine.
Apollo announced.
That screeching voice. Is that your voice? I suppose it's to be expected. Your first trial, and it's a homicide. I guess justice doesn't start small, eh?
Kristoff smiled, cocking his head to the side. Kristoff, please, another voice sounded before Apollo could respond. You're going to give him a heart attack. Apollo jumped a little less as Dahlia came in and handed him one of the many cups in her arms before giving another to Kristoff. Here, it's my green tea, with honey, to soothe your throat. And your nerves.
Thank you, Miss Gavin, Apollo said, taking her offer and drinking it. Sweet and warm enough. It made him relax, just as she hoped.
Don't listen to a word Kristoff says about you, Mr. Justice, she said, smiling so gently it made him feel butterflies in his stomach. He's just teasing. You sound just fine. You'll be just fine.
I know, I'm fine, Apollo assured. He went as silently as Dahlia raised her eyebrow in cynicism.
A word of advice.
Kristoff said, putting a reassuring hand on his shoulder.
I wouldn't say you're fine so much. People may take you the wrong way.
Apollo swallowed air and nodded. The door of the defendant chamber opened again. All 3 members of the law office turned to look at the man, adorned in a faded hoodie and blue beanie, sauntered in to look at the man adorned in faded blue. Oh my god, I can't read. All 3 members of the law office turned to look at the man adorned in faded hoodie and blue beanie as he sauntered into the room, missing 2 words there, hands deep in his hoodie pockets. Good morning,
Adding
Mr.
2 more.
Yep. Good morning, Mr. Wright. Dahlia chimed, handing him the third of her 4 cups. I'm surprised you didn't want something stronger than this. It's usually so early in the morning for you.
Thanks, doll.
Phoenix said, taking her offering and taking a large swig of the grape juice inside.
Nah, it's not up to me today.
He added, eyes drifting to Apollo, who stood up straight as a shot.
So you're... Fine. I'm fine.
He shouted, causing Dahlia to touch his arm gently to warn him to quiet down.
Ah, Mr. Fine.
Go ahead.
Phoenix replied, smirking a little.
Apollo trailed off as though his brain short-circuited.
Oh, that's right. The 2 of you didn't have the chance to meet yet, did you?
Kristoff chimed in.
Right. This is Mr. Apollo Justice, my protege. Justice, this is Mr. Phoenix Wright, an old friend of mine, and your client.
Pleasure? All mine. The pleasure's all mine, Mr. Wright.
Apollo said, sticking his hand out awkwardly. Phoenix shook it. He noted it was firm, yet somehow gentle. The three of you should get going, Dahlia pointed out.
You won't be joining us? I mean, not that you need to, not that I wouldn't, I mean...
I'll stop you right there, Dahlia interrupted, smiling in sympathy for his nerves. You only need
Nerds!
Nerd! You only need one co-counsel, Mr. Justice. You have everything you need, and a guiding hand by your side. And besides, I'll be in the gallery should you need me. I'll be right here.
Are you sure you want to waste your morning, sweetheart? You have the entire day to yourself for once.
Kristoff asked. Dahlia shrugged. I want to be here for our little attorney's first trial. It's like a child's first step. I wish you both good luck. Dahlia and Kristoff shared a small kiss before Dahlia made her way through the chamber to the stairs toward the gallery. Apollo took a deep breath. Now was time. She was right. He had Kristoff and evidence by his side. He could do this. He'd be fine. He'd be fine, right? And then all the quotes from the actual case, because, yeah.
Right. You aren't seriously accusing me, are you?
Kristoff said, arms crossed calmly across his chest for the first time since the trial reconvened.
Simply because we had dinner together?
Oh, Kristoff, you know even I'd never take a joke this far.
Phoenix quipped back. Apollo only watched in horror.
Objection! This has gone beyond ridiculous, beyond dumb!
Mr. Payne started.
It's insanity.
Kristoff finished.
And I would add, complete fiction.
I'm pretty sure I'm not crazy yet.
Phoenix added. Kristoff simply shrugged.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. Regardless, this accusation will never hold water.
He said.
And why is
And why is that?
And why is that, Mr. Gavin?
The judge asked, his eyes begging for clarity.
I have an alibi. And a willing witness to corroborate it.
He answered simply.
My dear wife, Dahlia. She would be more than happy to provide testimony. She's up in the gallery at this very moment.
Well, the judge said, eyes wide by this accusation.
Mr. Payne, are you willing to prepare Mrs. Gavin for testimony to have this whole accusation straightened out?
Well, yes! Once the bailiff brings her down, I'll have her ready in no time.
Very well. Then this court will take a 10-minute recess to allow Mrs. Gavin to prepare. Mr. Wright, Mr. Gavin, I would see you in my chambers during this break.
The gavel slammed down. Apollo looked at Phoenix, then to Kristoff, who both had different, confident smiles. Which one was telling the truth? He only wished he knew. Apollo sat in the defense lobby, his head spinning a little bit. Miss Orley was definitely not the criminal, though he couldn't determine if she mattered at all at this point.
Right. You aren't seriously accusing me, are you?
Oh, Kristoff, you know even I'd never take a joke this far.
Which one was telling the truth? Why would Phoenix Wright lie about something so severe? Why would Mr. Gavin ever try to kill a complete stranger? Perhaps one of them was misinformed. He wasn't sure. Mr. Justice, a bailiff called, pulling Apollo out of his thoughts. The recess is near its end. You should re-enter the courtroom.
Right, thanks.
Apollo said, standing. Surely Mrs. Gavin would settle this once and for all. She had no reason to lie. Didn't mean to put method there. Whoops. I'm glad we're reading this, because now I get to see all my typos and air my shame.
Court has resumed, the judge announced. Mr. Payne, is everything ready?
Of course, Your Honor.
Payne stammered, bewildered by this turn of events.
Very well, then Miss Gavin may enter the courtroom.
Familiar click of her heels against the tile floor, Apollo didn't let his eyes drift from her face as she approached the witness stand, her hands folded calmly behind her back. Her face was expressionless.
Ma'am, your name and occupation, if you would.
Payne asked. Of course, she said, though her voice was unusually hushed. My name is Dahlia Gavin. I am the assistant and wife of Christoph Gavin, and at our law office. She paused and cleared her throat. I apologize. It's been a long time since I've been at the witness stand, and the last time it happened, well, it wasn't exactly a pleasant experience.
Das Phoenix.
Who's this?
The right.
No worries.
A familiar voice sounded from beside Apollo. All eyes turned to Mr. Wright, who stood in Kristoff's vacant space behind the defense bench.
As long as your discomfort doesn't impede the trial too much, we can be accommodating.
Mrs. Gavin, the judge interjected. You remember why you were asked here? Mr. Gavin is confident you have his alibi and proof of it. If you would.
Of course, Your Honor, but first... Dahlia's right hand moved from behind her back. Between her fingers, she held a red-backed playing card. I wanted to ask something. Mr. Wright, do you know what this is? Apollo looked back at Mr. Wright. His smile had disappeared. His eyes widened just a little. He could almost see him go pale. Deaf?
Where did you get that?
He hissed. Oh, your daughter gave it to me, she smiled innocently. She claimed it was very important that she give it to Mr. Justice, but, well, as you know, people who aren't directly involved in the case aren't meant to be in the restricted areas, such as the defense lobby. I promised I'd give it to him in her place, but, well... She flipped the card over. It was the ace of spades, the missing fifth ace, but on top of it...
Wait!
Apollo called.
That spot!
Payne said, sweating profusely.
Is that blood?
The judge finished everyone's thought. That's what I assumed as well, Dahlia said, looking at the card herself. It was concerning that little Trucy would hold on to a card like that. I think it's important to find out everything we can about this little thing. Perhaps a blood test is in order.
Yes, indeed!
Payne agreed, trying to wrestle control of the courtroom back.
It may take a while, but it's integral that we get it investigated.
It shouldn't take too long. Whoa, voice crack. I know a couple of forensics offers personally. Mr. Doug Swallow and Mr. Samuel Dove. They'd be more than happy to help an old college friend, Dahlia explained. If both sides are okay with it, that is.
Objection!
Wright shouted.
This is irrelevant. You said it yourself.
Oh,
Trucy
come
has
on. You
nothing
can
to
do a
with this
better
case.
objection than that.
You're sick, though.
Irrelevant.
Objection!
Yeah.
That's better.
Wright shouted.
This is irrelevant. You said it yourself. Trucy has nothing to do with this case. Whatever she's giving Apollo the card for, it isn't important.
Dahlia's head cocked to the side a little. I understand your trepidation, Mr. Wright. If this blood is proven to be relevant, it could damage our case and make you seem less than innocent, she began, her expression just turning a little bit wicked. But, with all due respect, I was asking the counsel for the defense. Wright flinched and slowly looked over at Apollo, who looked confused and betrayed just as he feared he would. He glanced away at the floor by the prosecution bench, brow furrowing in frustration. I can read.
The defense has no objections.
Apollo said hesitantly.
The prosecution has no objection.
Payne said, smirking.
Very well. Bailiff, send this ace to the forensics office. Make sure Mr. Swallow is informed of its important nature, the judge declared. Now, Miss Gavin, if you would be so kind.
Oh, of course, my testimony. I'm so sorry for being distracted. She bowed. Her hand came to her chin as she recalled that night. Well, Christoph and Mr. Wright were having their usual weekly dinner at the Borscht Bowl Club. Christoph finished up before Mr. Wright, wished him good night and good luck, and drove home. It was still early, so we decided to watch a film. Christoph lit our fireplace, I brought out some tiramisu, and we enjoyed a quiet night in. We went to bed together at 11:30. We were woken up by Christoph's phone going off. That's when Mr. Wright let us know about the murder. We agreed to be his lawyers on the spot. That's all I have to say.
very detailed story you've told, Miss Gavin, the judge mused. Mr. Justice, if you would.
Yes, Your Honor.
Apollo nodded. Piece by piece, he asked questions that she answered with no issue.
What time did Kristoff get home?
8:30 p.m.
Is there proof?
Our home security system has a photo of him to prove it.
What film did you watch?
Arsenic and Old Lace, a movie from the 40s. It's a favorite of ours.
What is tiramisu?
A chocolate coffee cake. I had leftovers from a tea party I had a few days prior.
When did the call from Mr. Wright come in?
Roughly 2 in the morning. I heard him take his phone out of the room and immediately went back to sleep afterwards. She calmly sorted out any doubt that Kristoff had come home, been with her, and gone to bed. At no point was he out of her sight long enough to go back to the club and murder Mr. Smith. If Mr. Wright was correct about the 4th person, there was no way it was Mr. Gavin. I do hope that helped. Dahlia smiled sweetly, putting Apollo almost at ease. Kristoff would never kill anybody.
Of course, my dear, the judge declared. I'm glad we managed to sort out this alibi business.
As am I.
Payne said, smiling so much he looked like a cartoon villain. Sir, the bailiff called. We have a message from Mrs. Gavin from the forensics officers. Oh, wonderful, Dahlia smiled. Let me see it. Taking the little folded note, she read it carefully, her smile slowly disappearing.
Well, what does it say?
The judge asked, his voice exposing how curious he really was. Before I say, I want to confirm something, she declared. Neither the counsel for the prosecution nor defense have seen this ace before I brought it to court, correct?
Not a whiff of ace has crossed me besides these photos of the deadly game.
Payne swore.
I hadn't seen it before either.
Apollo added, nervous. Dahlia bowed her head slightly, eyes staring into his soul. I need you to use the clearest language, Apollo, she demanded calmly.
Miss Hawthorne, I promise, I've never seen that ace before in my life.
That's the wrong name. Whoops. Oh well. Apollo reaffirmed.
Mrs. Gavin, I promise, I've never seen that ace before in my life.
I am so used to writing Hawthorne. Fuck. Dahlia's face softened into a sad smile. I know. Dahlia's smile faded, her face turning angry. Which is why it brings me no joy to tell the court that this evidence is a forgery. Apollo felt the air get knocked out of him. What? The judge stammered. What? Fuck me, my ears. That was perfect. Payne cried. The courtroom erupted into chaos.
Can I just say, Phoenix has the best Winston Payne screams?
Oh, absolutely. The courtroom erupted.
Jeez, am I a good Kristoff or am I a good Payne?
Yes.
Pick one.
Yes. The courtroom erupted into chaos, the gallery clamoring among itself. Payne desperately trying not to pass out from all the excitement, and Apollo simply trying to process what had happened. The only ones who remained perfectly calm were the increasingly angry and nervous Phoenix Wright, glaring daggers at the equally calm Dahlia Gavin.
Order! Order in this court!
The judge demanded, slamming his gavel. After 3 bangs, the court finally calmed.
Mrs. Gavin, are you sure?
Well, the blood hasn't been identified. Mr. Swallow doesn't know whose it is yet, but he can confirm that it isn't the victim's, and it's too fresh compared to the blood found at the scene. Therefore, it's impossible that this is the missing 5th ace, she explained. And there are only 2 people who could be responsible for its existence.
And pray tell, who would that be?
The judge said, already dreading the answer. Well, since I got the card from Mr. Wright's daughter... Fiend.
Hold it.
Yeah,
Hold it! Trusty had nothing to do with making that.
he shouted. Thank you, Mr. Wright, Dahlia replied, crossing her arms sternly. But I figured that out a while ago, around when you said, "Where did you get that?" instead of "What is that?" when I introduced the ace. Phoenix went silent. There's only one reason a defendant would create a forgery. It is for that reason and I can read my own writing, I swear to God. It is for that reason and the audacious accusation against my husband
that the Gavin & Co. law offices will no longer be representing Mr. Wright in this case. The court erupted once more. Apollo couldn't believe what was happening. It felt more like a nightmare than real life. A bang of the judge's gavel barely brought him back to reality. Mrs. Gavin, this is unprecedented, the judge said sternly. Dropping your client in the middle of a trial and in the courtroom, no less. There's no other course of action, Your Honor, she decided, shaking her head. Mr. Wright broke the sacred trust between lawyer and client. And client and lawyer, we will not work with a client who doesn't trust his own defense team, or one so willing to sacrifice someone else's life for their own.
Sacrifice? You're the one who...
What would have... Oh, Phoenix started. What would have happened if I had not been here, Mr. Wright? Mr. Justice uses forged evidence. Christoph is falsely accused of murder, and when your ruse is inevitably found out, Mr. Justice has to deal with a permanent black spot on his record. Perhaps he can't continue his work at all because he used false evidence in his first trial, she interrupted. I have known you for 7 long years, Mr. Wright, and I've heard you talk about the dark age of law many times. Now I see the forgery and false testimony you denounced are only wrong when others do it. When you create falsehoods, we are meant to turn a blind eye to your hypocrisy. There was a pause. Mia would be so disappointed in what you've become.
Keep her out of this, you witch!
He shouted, slamming his fist into the defense bench. Dahlia flinched back a little bit, a ripple of murmurs going through the courtroom.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
Mr. Wright, control yourself, the judge demanded.
I think we've seen enough, Your Honor.
Mr. Payne said, finally getting a word in edgewise.
If the Gavin & Co. law offices are truly abandoning their client, I believe that there is no reason to prolong this trial for today. Let them handle their affairs, and we'll hand down his verdict tomorrow.
I suppose that would be wise, the judge nodded. Give Mr. Justice a chance to straighten this out. It would be a shame for such a mark to be on his record. We'll reconvene tomorrow. Until then, this court is adjourned. A bang of the gavel, a pair of bailiffs escorting Mr. Wright towards the courthouse entrance, Dahlia's heels clicking as she walked back through the prosecutor's doors. Apollo could barely hear any of them. The trial was so overwhelming. Mr. Wright, his hero, his inspiration, just trying to use him like a puppet for some underhanded scheme. He was just like he said he was 7 years ago, a fraud who used fraudulent evidence. He should have seen this coming. Fuck, I loved writing that so much. Dude, when I was playing through the case and he literally said that the girl wasn't lying when she said the fucking trump card was so important, I was like, yep, okay, so this is exactly what I need.
I love the way that you fuse the dialogue that's actually in the game with your own writing.
Thank you.
And how it like emphasizes the importance of Dahlia being there, as like the deciding factor for like, hey, this is how it could have gone differently.
Yeah. I truly believe that if one person had intercepted Trucy, that whole case would have gone completely different. It's only because of the ace. It's only because Trucy manages to get there, and I do believe that if he had Dahlia, everything would turn right around against Phoenix. I also did a certain
And then did Dahlia also like I believe you said that she forged the report as well?
In this case? No.
About the blood being not the victims.
No, she didn't. That report was basically just the quickest thing that Swallow could get to her. Like, he was still testing the blood on his own, but he could only confirm, like, it's not Smith's, and it's too fresh, even if it is Smith's. Like, that's basically because he wanted to get it done as fast as possible, because they made it clear it was urgent.
Yeah.
She did not forge anything. Don't get me wrong, she's not afraid to use forged evidence, but she didn't need to here. Phoenix dug his own grave.
Also, there were other parallels I did here too, such as in the actual case when Apollo is like, yeah, we need to hear Phoenix's testimony, and Kristoff says we don't. The judge says, you're not the defense lawyer, Apollo is. I did the same thing here. When Phoenix says we don't need to investigate the ace, Dahlia goes, well, I was asking the counsel for the defense, Mr. Justice. Like, I tried to make as many parallels as I could between the actual case and my rewrite. God, I love that so much.
Okay, after voicing pain, I think I need a lozenge.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's definitely tricks to be able to do voices like that without straining your voice. I don't know them, but they do exist.
I know how to do Payne's voice without straining my voice, I just don't know how to do the judge's.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna end the stream now. It's been going on for 4 hours, oops. I do not...
Well, we had to make a special exception for this one because of the fanfic at the end.
True. The next stream should be Sunday, assuming me and Phoenix are not busy. Yeah, assuming me and Phoenix aren't busy, the next stream will be Sunday. If we are busy, then the next stream will be either Tuesday or Thursday, but I'm hoping it's Sunday. I'll see y'all then. Bye!